Okay. I think I'm live. Let me check everything. Make sure I'm checking everything. Yeah, welcome. Got the early bird crew. Operational Tech Takeover. He says, "Peace and blessings, family. I really appreciate you poured into me and encouragement on PBO's live the other day." Okay, yeah, I remember you, Bird. Yeah, thank you for coming too. It really means a lot. The Tech Avengers, Tech Event. I think that might be the one. I think that might be the one. The Tech Avengers. I think that might be the one. But thank you nonetheless, man. Absolutely. Thank you for coming through and early. Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. And for everybody else that's here, thank you all for coming through. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I think you all are here. Justin Williams, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, man. Absolutely. Welcome to the chat. Welcome for coming through. And yeah, I think we are ready to start. Right. King 318, welcome. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being here. Just get myself, man, today has been crazy. Just get myself together real quick. I just actually woke up not too long from a nap. So I'm still waking up here. But no worries. No worries. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, King. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to be before you for too long. And let me do this and right now so that everybody will be able to have this. I'm going to drop this link for everybody. If anybody wants to come through, let's see. I'm going to be signing into my other one. People are funneling in here. Welcome. Welcome for those folk coming through. Yeah. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, get the likes and shares up. Yeah. Let me jump in here. On the live. Let's do this. Let me jump in here. Let's see. Thank you all for coming through. You mod some folk up who always come and support. Thank you. King and Operational Tech Takeover. Thank you for coming through. And Justin's always here too. Mod you up. Thank you all for being here, fellas. Thank you all for being here. And this is the link. If you want to join the panel, gonna kind of do like a ride along. Anybody who want to come through, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna pin this. I think I can pin it to the chat. Let me do this. Pin message. Easy button. Easy. Yeah, welcome everybody that's here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna play the intro right now. Thank you all for coming through to Struggle Security, where we are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. And thank you all for being here. And today, let's jump right into it. Because we were talking about this last week. We were talking about, well, at least I talked about this not too long ago. 1 second, Gabe, I shared this on LinkedIn. Or do you prefer? Oh, no, it's cool, man. Put it anywhere, man. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that on LinkedIn. I definitely appreciate you, man. Thanks, man. We talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago. I asked a question to the panelists or the Tech Avenger fellas is, has AI affected your job? Has AI been affecting you? Right? And right now, it was a pretty resounding no. Everybody was saying, no, I haven't seen anything that AI has been doing, but I do want to give a little bit of an update. And this might be a rumor, right? It might be a little bit of a rumor, but let me go ahead and share this really quickly. For you all's viewing pleasure. I'm actually going to drop the link to that article there, because I've been hearing about this. I don't know if it's true, right? I don't know if it's 100%, but let me share this out really quickly present, share. And it's a rumor about Apple, right? About Apple looking to incorporate, what is it? Apple rumors to follow ChatGPT with generative AI features on iPhone as soon as iOS 18. Soon as iOS 18. Is this something? What's going on here? What's going on here? So apparently, Apple plans to start implementing generative AI technology into their next rollout of their iOS, right? iOS 18 as early as 2024. Says the company will likely build hundreds of AI servers over the next 2 years, and it was probably offer a combination of cloud-based on device artificial intelligence. And the time frame seems to line up with the iOS 18 rollout. So here, it's a possibility that artificial intelligence might be gaining some traction. In many cases, I've even saw several professionals saying, the return on investment for artificial intelligence has not yet been realized. But here, if artificial intelligence can be incorporated some way within one of the most popular probably one of the most popular operating systems out there in the form of iOS, then it's just like this might be the momentum that it needs for generative AI to be able to really hit the market and really be able to do something here. So I definitely wanted to put that there, and that article is there in the chat. So, and again, it's a rumor. It's a rumor, but hey, it might be the traction that artificial intelligence needs in order to really be adopted by the tech market. So that's something right there, because I don't just say stuff. I don't just say like, hey, artificial intelligence isn't doing anything if I'm seeing something otherwise. So I'm going to continuously be updating you all on what I find, what I see. So take a look at that. And the link is right there here in the chat if you all are interested in checking that out. Casual Economist, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Yeah. And you kind of says blessings. Yeah. Tech Bros Unite. The link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top if you want to come through. We're gonna just be rocking maybe like an hour or so. I got an 8 o'clock, 8:30. I might try to skip it. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna skip it. I'm not gonna skip it. But yeah, feel free to hit the link if you so desire. Thank you for being here. Keep it techie as always. Okay, but that's one thing. So I also typically frequent Instagram. I frequent Instagram, and a lot of times there are a lot of funny things that occur on Instagram. And here, let me pull this up. And it's kind of as it relates to remote work and the different messages that organizations have given about remote work over the last several 3 or 4 years or so, right? Ever since the beginning of the pandemic. Because one thing that we know is that when the pandemic had begun, there were certain messages that were put out there. Actually, I'm just gonna share it out, and then we can have some discussion about it. Let me pull this one up because I got the video here ready to fire. Let's see. Let me just share. Hopefully I can share with audio too. The audio share tab to share audio. I gotta share the audio. Let me share it from Instagram. Let me share this from Instagram. But yeah, as you all are coming through, thank you all for coming through. Definitely appreciate it. Gabe got sound effects now. Listen, you new, man. Hey, you must be new over here because I've been having sound effects. But yeah, man, thank you for coming through, Siova. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being here. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me pull this up. I know I have the links. I have in my email. Let me pull them up through my email because I see that I cannot share the audio through the video unless I in some way nope, that's not the link that I want. Who else is here? Let's see. I'm always sending things to myself, but I don't always track exactly what I send myself. Let me see if I can find the link to the remote role things. Upstream. Here it is. I think this is the one. It sure is. Let me go ahead and share this out. Hopefully Oh, I'm seeing people coming through. Red Beauty Gems. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. That might be Red, the Red that we know. But thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Octavius, welcome, welcome, welcome. Octavius, if you all have seen my community tab, Octavius has been posting some great stuff on LinkedIn, and he's kind of putting out information about cybersecurity, some very common concepts and ideas. Feel free to check out my community tab and check out his talks or his articles that he posts on LinkedIn. So check that out for sure. Dion Davis, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming through. PBO, thank you for coming through. Red is the Red that we know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for sure. Let me mod folk up. Octavius, kind of mod you up. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Dion, thank you for coming through. I almost put the almost timed you out. Yo, my bad. I badly mod you up in Red. Thank you for coming through. I know your other channel was modded up, but I'll mod this one up too. But yeah, let me go ahead and share this one out so you all can get the audio to this. So let's present, share, share, and with the audio. Okay. You all should be able to hear, but this is really interesting because these are, and again, a little backdrop. These are some of the messages that have been communicated about remote working over the past 3 or so years. So this is starting in 2020. And I want you to take a look at this and give me some of your thoughts and ideas behind it. So let's play this way. Actually, this is probably as good as it gets.
Health and safety are our number one priorities. So given all that's happening in the world, we've decided to go fully remote, which means you can expense whatever you need to be productive while working from home. It has become abundantly clear that remote work is working. This is the most productive this company has ever been. So we are happy to announce that we are officially rolling out the work from anywhere policy. The world is changing. We're going to keep changing with it. We did not mean you could work from the Mediterranean, or you could work from the Caribbean, or you could work from some remote beach anywhere. There are rules, okay? So moving forward, we are transitioning into a hybrid work from home policy. That means depending on your function, you are expected and required to be in the office 1 to 3 days a week. Did you guys really think working from home was gonna last forever? If you did, then I seriously question your judgment. We just renewed the lease on a beautiful office space. It's gonna be great. See you there.
Yep.
Your health.
And that's pretty much what happened, right? It started off in 2020 with them saying, hey, your safety, you all can expense things and we all can throw DoorDash at you. We'll pay for a home desk and all these different things. 2021, it's like, okay, stay home. We're going to do more of a hybrid looking thing. 2022, it's like, you all are coming in. You all are coming in. You all are coming in. We taking remote work away. And now they're like, yo, y'all got to come back into the office. Y'all got to come back into the office. So what's up, PBO? Welcome to the chat, man. What do you think?
I ain't like that video at all.
No? What you ain't like about it? What didn't you like about it?
But like we talked about it.
Yeah.
He's a young company. When they buy real estate, then he has to pay for it and he wants to support it. A lot of companies, they're getting like hardware. A lot of companies not building data centers, right? They say, get on AWS and Azure, because if we fail, we don't want to own it. And I think a lot of small to mid-sized companies are going to do that with real estate, right? So,
absolutely.
And hopefully you get less real estate, you can pay me more, right? So, but you got to figure out the company and what works for the company too is a lot of those companies got tax abatements. And part of those tax abatements is you got to hire people here, you got to have an office downtown, and you got to pay taxes on that real estate. It was called a doom loop. I saw it on somewhere else, right? Okay. So if you don't pay your real estate, then we have to lay people off. We get less taxes for the city or county, and it keeps recycling if everybody works from home. PBO cares about PBO, so PBO wants 100% remote, but I do understand the business case for it, though. So.
Yeah, it's really interesting, right? Because a lot of they were really focusing on this productivity thing, that people working from home, they're being way more productive to the organization, and we're seeing this as the new norm, right? But now it's like they're like, yo, you gotta come back into the office. Like we taking all that back. It's not about productivity. It's about y'all coming back into the office and being where we need y'all to be.
Well, I think you brought up a good point one time. You like, if you got a lot of junior people, right? How do they get trained up? How do they get there? like I work for some old stodgy businesses, so they've been doing this shit for 50 years, and everybody on our team is old as shit, right? So we've been doing it, we can do it in sleep. So for us, the productivity and the gains of the microaggression of traffic, we always talk about that indoors, but driving in those big cities, I was talking to a friend of mine. She had to drive into Chicago. She said it was wearing her out, man. So she had to pay like $20 a day to park because her organization don't pay to park. I'm like, oh, that's some BS. But
yeah, where was she driving from? From and to. So she was going to Chicago, but where was she coming from? Indiana?
She lives in Chicago. She moved in Chicago. It's just the normal commute in Chicago is like an hour and a half. I'm like, Indy's smaller, so we don't have those type of rough. But in Chicago, man, they drive to the train station and switch over to a bus. I'm like, oh, I ain't doing none of that shit.
I know exactly what it's like. So yeah, I definitely feel you there. Okay.
So that microaggression of that traffic for me, it's like, nah, I'm good. But like I said, I understand as a business case and what you're trying to do and tax abatements you got in, because a lot of those people got old leases. Yeah. So you're gonna break a lease, and two is, once again, you're trying to build your city up, so you got to balance with that where we work from home, and once again, how that's gonna work.
It's a lot there,
right?
But hey, it's more of the comfort of the business owners over the comfort of those who work for the business. So that's just the way that it works, right? That's just the way that it works.
But like you said, for me now, it's a negotiation.
Got to be
my negotiation. I need to be 100% remote. So that's part of your negotiation. And two is, I understand as a business owner, and a lot of times people don't realize, I work for small companies. The business owners own the building that the business was paying them to rent. So a lot of people use that as extra compensation, and they get to own the building after 10 or 15 years, and they sublease it out. So a lot of the owners was using that. Dave, Gabe, you in there, you get them real estate tax write-off, double depreciation if you got a good attorney. So I worked with those businesses, they were playing those type of games. The two, they wife didn't work, so they got the full real estate investor because they were working it full time, where I don't get that.
That makes sense.
So there's a lot of, when you in this game, I done seen a lot. So that kind of makes sense for them. It makes sense for me, right? So, but I do understand this is a business, man. I don't never conflate it. It's not the comfort of BBO. It's they're trying to maximize their profits, and what is that like for them? So
that's it. That is it. Like, if they're maximizing profits, increasing their revenue, growing the business, those are the major metrics that organizations look at. Not really your comfort level, not really the comfort of the employee. Like during the pandemic, that was one thing, right? That was a blip in time. But when you look at the timeline of these execution of these messages, then it's like, okay, you see what's most important here to these business owners, and it's not you. That's why I say, listen, do what you get as much as you can from this corporate environment. Get as much as you can, because they're going to get as much as they can from you.
And I think let me touch on that a little bit. I think we need to do a whole stream on that.
Yeah, what's
you
that?
need to rank yourself in your department, because if profits go down, you're gonna get cut, right? So don't be fooled. You could be high up in the company, picking it. You could get employee of the month, but if they lose a big contract, that could be your ass. Don't be confused, man. Don't be confused with this. They love you, but they don't. They like you, but they don't love you, man. They worried about their people, not your people, right? So 100%. I always remember keep it business. And I want to send out a shout out to Free Zone Lou. He did an extra stream where he was doing an AWS Connect, and he was using Terraform. That was an excellent stream. So I want to give him a shout out for that. Do more of that, man. Do more of that. Go ahead, Gabe.
Are you talking about Free Zone Lou or Citizen Lou?
Free Zone Lou did it. Him when Grizzly did it. He did it on Grizzly channel. But the funny thing
I had no idea.
Our organization I work, we were talking about trying to make a call center out there and how that works. Yeah. I was looking at hardening with the IRS pubs 1075 to do IRS work, Sieges to do FBI work. So they were trying to do it as a service to charge other bigger customers to do it. So that was kind of unique watching him do that. Go ahead, my father.
Definitely welcome Free Zone Lou. No, that's cool. Welcome Free Zone Lou. Thank you for being here. Devastating you. Brother Michael, thank you for being here. And Gene, thank you all for being here. Thank you all. Oh, it looks like Keep It Techie had a comment here.
I messed it up. Thanks. It was Freeman Journal, not Free Zone Lou. It was
Freeman Journal. Okay. I was about to say Free Zone Lou. I know he did.
My bad, Free Zone Lou. My
Oh,
bad,
that's Freeman
Freeman
Journal.
Journal. Good looking out for me.
Okay,
Keep it
okay.
taking. Go ahead. I messed those
Nah,
up.
Freeman Journal don't come over here, man. He don't come over here. He the one who was saying that if you get set, that they laugh at people with CompTIA certs. I don't think he.
Oh yeah,
I don't
but
think this is his. I don't think this is his crowd here.
no, I
But
feel you.
listen,
But to me, that's just
yeah,
such a minor thing, man. My
yeah,
thing is, if it's on
indeed,
8570, doesn't really matter. Man. That's my thing. It's
yeah.
on 8570, so
Yeah,
it is
Keep It
what it
Techie
is.
says also most people don't think about the cleaning contracts these companies hire.
Oh yeah.
Also the business network services for the buildings. Yep, cleaning, food services, all of those different
My
things.
my only
So
issue
yeah,
with that, keep it techie, you right.
damage entertainment.
I
Yeah.
see some people bid on that, man. That's a cutthroat business, man.
Okay.
It'd be a lot of people bidding on that, man. It'd be a
Yeah,
lot of
I can
people,
see.
man. You can
Soup
do
Salmon
better.
Entertainment. Yeah.
So,
I'm just gonna say what up to everybody real quick. Soup Salmon Business, welcome for coming through. Gene, Wayne Wallace, and everybody saying what's so thank you all for being here. So go ahead, PBO.
nah, you got some of that stuff, man. Like I used to do work on Upworks, man. Oracle guys was charging $20 because Indian was just driving price down. I'm like, dude, I can't open up my laptop. So some
Yeah,
things at a
very
certain
expensive.
level, I'm not trying to be elitist or anything. Certain things ain't worth doing, man. So
Yeah. Oh man, look at Wire Dog. Wire Dog got the new logo.
shout
Welcome,
out to Wire Dog,
Wire
man.
Dog. Thank you for being here, man. Yeah. Longtime supporter, and Wire Dog also has his own cybersecurity channel. So check it out. Check out his channel right here, Wire Dog Sec. And it looks like he has a new logo, which is dope. We got the dog, the tech dog with the circuits and everything. So salute to you, man.
Yeah, nice.
So I did want to get into today's subject, and it's going to be about cyber, like the title says, cyber securing yourself online. Right? It can be very difficult at times. Right? What have been some of your experience with people like? So let me tell you how some of this came about, PBO, and for those who are listening. So on YouTube, again, I always mention I frequent a lot of different spaces, and what happened was that it was a person who was online who was kind of being very reckless in the things that he said to people. He was threatening people, going at people, saying all types of things. But then what happened was that he pissed off the wrong person, right? Anybody can do it. Like we could piss off the wrong person by just saying even the smallest thing. But this individual was threatening people, threatening to find people and cause bodily harm to individuals. So what happened is that, somebody, I don't know how they did it. I could guess, but they found his number. They found his family's number, his daughter's number. He has adult daughters, and they sent her a text and told her, "Hey, tell your father to stop threatening people." Right?
Oh wow.
And then they text him and was saying some things to him about his daughter or something. Right? But it all came from some of this initial like this person causing all types of issues and threatening people online. And I think that even putting the situation aside, I think that everybody needs to be more aware of some of the dangers and some of the security issues that are online, right? Whether he was right or wrong, that's up for debate. Everybody want to talk about that. I don't particularly agree with it, but I think that today's stream is about understanding how to secure yourself online. So what are some of your initial thoughts before we get into some of the stuff I'm sharing now? Yeah.
I just giggle a little bit. I'm gonna say he was wrong, but like you said, we're not discussing that. The one of the issues is, and I'm not married anymore. My son's more strict than me. I never worry about it. You mess with his kids, I know what's gonna happen. But long story short is that's one of the minor things you have to accept when you come online publicly.
Yeah.
Right? Now, granted, nobody should do it, but we know people be doxing. We know people be crazy, and people, so that if you're gonna be, and both of us not famous, I wouldn't call ourselves public figures, even though we're in the public, right? At a small level, we're in the public.
I'm a little something. No.
Right. But two though is the sad part about it, and I'm gonna throw it out there. Our community, everybody wants to pull up, man. Like I said, CompTIA and that little stuff, the tech bros, it's not for me. It's not worth discussing, man. We can
Yeah.
disagree. If you're the same, okay, I respect it. I still got the 85-70, and we can just talk about other shit, right? So for me,
Yeah.
we're too smart to fall into that, right? There's
Yeah.
some panels. Shout out to you, man. I love when you bring out the Air Force, the Black Air Forces, PBO in the clouds. I don't want no
Yeah.
smoke. I'm too old for that.
A lot.
So, but when you
Yeah.
step in there, that's part of the arena, which it should
is.
be now. Doxing is, but people are crazy. But like you said, there's things you can do. Hopefully, use the VPN. Hopefully, a lot of people try to lose aliases and not really hook to their LinkedIn. I'm like, you fuck it, it's me, man. Come on. I mean,
And that's another thing, right? Sometimes it's best that you just put it out there. I'm not saying that that's for everybody, but sometimes people are trying to maintain their anonymity, but they're saying all types of crazy things online. Like, but once somebody find out who you are, it's like a cyber bloodlust a lot of times for some of these dudes, because they can't touch you physically, but they could touch you digitally. Like in this case, texting and emailing somebody's daughter.
The other crazy thing about that is, and I'm always on the Z's and the millennials, they put so much shit out online now. It's really easy to track anybody down. You talking about checking in the restaurants, and you got your brothers and everything on Facebook. So if you follow a couple people, it's real easy to get somebody's information and start adopting them. So for me, I'm just like, for me, I'm non-controversial compared to you, man. But so for me, it's just part of the game. I accept it. If anybody wants to come get some, come and get some, player. I'm 55. I ain't got much time left. We can do it now. So
I think about having the information and being prepared and really understanding the arena that you're in. This individual who was threatening people, they were so taken aback to, wow, why would somebody do that? Why would they do this to me? And it's like, you're in this particular arena and you need to understand the rules, and really understand the rules are that there are no rules within the, like on the internet. People do all types of things, and that's really what I want to focus on here. Let me hit some of these comments. Femi said, we are gathered here again Monday night for Cyber Church service. Hallelujah. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Death Ranger is dead. He said, yeah, he know what this is about. He probably understands. DC said, what up? Welcome, DC. Welcome, DC. Wire Dog said, be sure to hit the like button and the notification bell. Absolutely, 100%. So you can't play with everybody. Being a keyboard warrior can get you hurt in these real streets. Absolutely. And this person was like a self-claimed street dude, like a person who has been in the streets, done a lot of type of illegal activity. This person touts around and tries to threaten people with his criminal background. But I don't think he was ready for this type of energy. He wasn't ready for that cyber energy. Not that one is more or better, or either one should be partaking, but it's better.
It's better.
Cyberhood is better.
Because I mean, you've seen it. You can go up to a certain level. I can get all your family's phone numbers. I can put that shit on automatic seeing messages all night while I sleep. I can send shit to you. I can dox you at your job and try to get you fired. And I'm even worse because I can do that, and I got a lawyer, so I can hit you with the.
See, but then, hey, welcome Soul, and welcome everybody who just came into the chat. Welcome you to you. I think Soul came through, Death Racer, several other people, and I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you all for. We got a gentleman, Otto. I see somebody in the back. Can you say something in the chat for who you are? I know this is a crazy world, so I don't know. This might be bringing here. Say something in the chat or the back chat here to say who you are. Let's see who else is here. So Wire Dog, and that's the subject here. OSINT.
Oh yeah.
Open source intelligence, right? Because so it's not only that people can do these things to you, not only that people can kind of find out information about you, but it's also that it's legal. It's legal in many cases because we put out information onto the internet in order, and that information a lot of time is publicly accessible. So say, for instance, you have a Facebook account. I don't know who's on Facebook anymore like that, but you have a Facebook account. You might put in your phone number or the city and state that you're in, or maybe you have checked in to certain places, and that's public information. People can use that information It's called OSINT or open source intelligence in order to find out who you really are and where you really live. So, at times we can put information out there and it can be difficult for us to hide who we really are as a result. Yeah, man.
Just real quick is
yeah.
I wouldn't even put it on OSINT level. That to me, that's
No.
you act, man. It's like you said, it's so easy out there, right? You can just find stuff. Then let's be serious. I work with a lot of attorneys, man. I could go to LexisNexis and get your real stuff, man. Right?
All that.
So I don't think people understand that. So he was using his criminal background, dude. You like you said, it's just so
your
much
criminal background many times is public record.
Facts.
Public record.
But he was trying to do it to scare people. I think he thought the nerds was gonna be, oh my god, he's gonna be this. Nah, pull up, man. Pull up. So I think, like I said, I was surprised. I thought this space would be a little more integrity and a little more intellectual, but we be pulling up and screaming and
that's not here.
No. But you've been on a couple.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I was a little shocked that, especially from the tech guys. I thought that was I don't know. We should be a little better than that. I tell people,
this individual isn't really a tech
guy. Oh, I know. But there's some other people that get out there. So
it's a lot that
So my thing is, I ain't gonna agree with you 99%. We can agree to disagree and just keep it pushing, man. My thing, if we agree with 97% of the other stuff, and we trying to help people and we trying to give back and make a little barbecue fun, we can just keep it moving and don't even worry about the 3%. It ain't worth talking about.
Okay. I think that's you, brother. Operational tech. I think that is you. I'm gonna let you up. How do you do it? Where just in case somebody tries to bomb, let's see if I can.
You can kick them off. You can kick them off real quick.
I don't think so. I think it's the brother operational tech that's in the chat. So I'm gonna focus on me, and I'm gonna bring the brother up, and we're just gonna. Oh, look, he dropped again. See, listen, I'm careful. I'm not about to.
Oh, shit, I let them off.
If it's you, it's you, man. But I think that they dropped down again.
Too now. You can go in there and delete that little section out and on the live stream now with the little tools that YouTube give you. Stuff like.
At the same time, YouTube will cut your stream if anything pop up that's.
You can block them though, real quick. Mute
but
them.
if it's you, operational tech, say something in the chat. Because I see that you're in the chat, but you don't. When I asked you to say something, you didn't say anything as to who you were, but no worries. But I think this is a good one. Justin Williams brings this out. Pop Smoke and PNB are examples, unfortunately. These are individuals who dropped the Addy, right? They dropped their address or they dropped where their physical location was publicly, and the op found them. And
I think PNB girlfriend did that. I think she checked into the Waffle House, but
checked into the Waffle House, right? But I think with Pop Smoke, it was that he had got a picture of where his Uber Eats delivery or something was, and that is what brought them to knowing that this is the hotel that he's at, or this is the area that he's at. Yeah.
But let's be real specific.
Welcome my story. Yeah.
They court that type of danger, right, from what they do and how they move, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's a little different, right? So.
Yeah.
When you rapping about ops and you calling out ops and you got $80,000 with the jewelry on, right? I think that's a little different, right? So
it is. So, but it is an example of OSINT, right? Open source, because when you drop it on a public platform, open source there.
My thing though, if I'm those guys, I got security.
Yeah.
If I'm doing all that and I'm telling out who I am and I got ops and I got the money phone and I got the bad babe with the 80,000, I got security, man. I got Keep It Techie looking out for me, man, with that military experience, man. He got a special skill set, man. So I got security, man. Go ahead, Keep It Techie. I'm throwing it.
Yeah, welcome, Keep It Techie. Welcome, man. Yeah, we just chopping it up about cyber securing yourself online and kind of just speaking about this scenario. And if you guys want to know more, Free Zone Lou, go to his channel. Listen, it got it. He got the clip of it, and it goes into some of the background as to that situation. But yeah, what you got on it, man?
Yeah. So what's up, Gabe? Yeah, this is
what's up?
It's a great topic. What's up, PBO?
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, great topic. I always like to talk about this type of or have this type of conversation, because I think privacy is important, and you should do everything you can to protect your privacy online. I know it ain't really much you can do. It's becoming less and less hard to protect your privacy online, but you should at least take some steps to do it. And I just stop right there and catch up when I figure out where y'all at right now.
No. We just kind of started off here. We just kind of chopping it up about securing yourself online. So you're at the very beginning of the conversation for sure.
For sure.
But you got to be really, like I said, since I'm on YouTube, I knew some of that I was giving up, right? I'm saying my real name, I'm clicking to it, I'm dropping my LinkedIn in there with my real name. But two is, I don't have little kids, man, and come find me if you want. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Listen.
So two is, I'm non-controversial. Shout out to Gabe, man. He be pulling out the black Air Force Ones, man. I just be in the cloud, man.
Yeah, man.
So I be trying to pull on his coattail, but he don't be listening, man. So
listen,
shout out to him. He a grown man. That's why I tell him, man. I just don't be trying to poke no bears. Gabe, like, I'm poking all bears.
I mean, I don't come at nobody unless they come at me. But at the same time, it's like I think the major thing is that we just gotta know where we at. We gotta know where we at. You gotta know the battles that you can fight and that you can't. Like, if you say you go find somebody, you're gonna come and get them, and then somebody come to your phones, your family's phones. Like, you got to understand. And I'm not saying that any of that is correct, but understanding the environment and the weapons that people are fighting with here would definitely make you more prepared in order to protect yourself and those that you love and those in your life. So
yeah, but he wasn't a tech guy, so I don't think he realized the power of OSINT and like you said, I ain't even talking about OSINT. I'm just talking about doing a Google search and going to a LinkedIn and getting a couple of numbers. That ain't even really hard, man. We ain't talking about something super deep. So I just don't think he was aware of it. So now, like you said, now he's taking it back when he started with all the crap. Now he confused, man. For me, I think there should be some things off limits, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think families off limits, especially kids. I love the babies, man. But shit, if you want to come for me, come on, man. But so for me, I think you should have a level of integrity. You should leave certain things out of that, man. But we opting out kids and babies and everything now. So I'm old, man. So I'm gonna throw the B2B with that nice hair, man. Every time I see his hair, I just get jealous, man. I'm gonna throw the B2B. Let him get on.
Yeah, feel free. Anybody that want to chime in. Yeah.
Yeah, did Keep It Take It go already? I mean,
let me say one thing right fast before you go though. So I think I said this because I was involved in the conversation that Gabe was actually talking about, and so I tried to hop up in and just give some insight on how all this information is gathered. I mean, they basically take a look at all your social media accounts. And whatever you didn't set to private or whatever, it's getting snatched up and put into a database. And they basically create a profile on you, and then they put it behind a paywall. And anybody with a credit card that paid $20 can pull all that information that they've gathered on you. And that's your phone number, your kids' phone number, your immediate family, all that. Is in those databases. And I know my stuff is out there as well, but I don't have like that much of expectation of privacy because, I mean, just like what you said earlier, B2B, we all are kind of public figures, you know what I'm saying? And so information is going to be out there on us, you know what I'm saying? And but
and who better to speak? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying
you should.
I don't remember. Yeah, you basically should. You basically should protect yourself. Do what you can to protect yourself. That's all I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of data, right? You got a data engineering here in B2B. You're welcome to the panel. What you got on it too? Like, I know that you deal with data all the time. You store it, you access it, you pull out information, you query it, all types of things. Data about people. What do you think about that?
Yeah, first thing I want to say is it's actually pretty interesting. I remember somebody telling me that the majority of people don't even know what the word data means, which is actually pretty interesting because all data is just information, a collection of information about a particular person. And with that, when we gather data, it can be used to make decisions. So whenever a company is gathering data for something, it's for a particular reason because they have to spend a lot of money for gathering this data or having people to enter this data by having interviews or by having different sources. Maybe just like how Kibiteki said, they may pay for a database in order for them to get that information because information is key. Information is how you'll be able to run your business. And if you, as an individual, are not running yourself as like a business, right, and putting the best information out there about yourself, then you are setting yourself up for failure. Because there are a lot of people who get into the tech industry or are trying to get into the tech industry, but because of the information that they shared about themselves or about their family members or whatever it is, that will hinder them from being able to progress within their own career. Even so, as an example, I have a YouTube channel as well, and people at my job will say, "Wait a second, you have a YouTube channel too, right?" Or they'll see like I had joined a call, and I had my lights on. This purple light that I have on. They asked me like, "Wait a second, you must have a YouTube channel, or you must stream or something like that."
Look,
and then I had
this is what they doing. They like looking you up as you talking on the call with them. But
right, and then somebody I never met before said, "Wait a second, Black Man in Tech," and I was like, "Wait a second, that's my other channel."
Oh man!
And then I was like, "Okay, I have no." It's somebody in we working with somebody from France.
Okay.
So all this information, you never know who has it. You never know who has seen you. Just like how you may have, like, I know there's like that subscriber supremacy where people think that because they have more people watching their videos than somebody else, you never know who's watching your stuff, your videos. It can be 12 people in the chat, and then one of those people is your manager or VP of the company.
Yep, 100%, 100%. So, that's really important. But I do want to hit on this, and then we can get even more into the subject. I got something I want to share from, I don't know if y'all follow him. It's a guy's name is Serho. I don't really know if I'm saying it correctly, but here is the link here. And I'm going to play this for you all's viewing pleasure. Let me know if you all can hear it. Just like put a thumbs up.
His name is Sir Ho.
Yep. He kind of does. You'll see. I don't know why he looked like that. I don't know why he got a bonnet on with the two dreads in the front. I don't know why he looks like that, but he's about to share some information that's really interesting. Take a look at this.
You stick with me. It's about to get interesting. I'm not going to give you just one tool. I'm going to give you a bunch. This one is called all area codes. For example, if I use this and then hit search, look at the information it gives me for this. And it's definitely a landline. And you actually can get the address with some, not all of them. Then you have this one. You have to be careful with this one. Use a VPN. This is a live cam directory. What if I got information here like, okay, this is probably a pizza place, right? I call in to see what it is. And go check here to see if there's like a camera that's nearby so you can see the person. I don't know, I'm just being creative. It can work, right? And you call in and it's a pizza place. You can get the location of it and zoom in on a map to see where it's located, where you can get a view of everything. And if you want to take it to the next step, you could visit Iron Geek, which has a video explaining OSINT, which is an open source intelligence. And these techniques are commonly used in both infosec and investigation. Basically, this will teach you how to analyze a photo, signage, landscape, structures, and weather. Interact with this post for more videos like this.
Okay, so I'll just pause right there. He went over a lot of stuff, but I kind of want to break it down just a tad bit. This all started off from knowing somebody's phone number. If you know somebody's phone number, there are tools online that can zero in on where your exact location is, because phone numbers are associated with ISPs or not internet service providers or phone companies. And many times those are geographical in nature. And that phone company has a record of where you are and where you are as a customer, right? And that can trace all the way down into understanding where you are from a physical perspective. It's a lot of things that people can do. And then another one that he was talking about was that as it concerns people's pictures or people's information, right? You can get information about somebody just from their picture, And I actually looked into one of these tools. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, and I don't like it's called. Have y'all heard of a tool called PimEyes? PIMEYES?
Yes, sir.
PimEyes?
Yes.
PimEyes.
I
Okay.
have.
Let me tell you about something, because I did a search on myself, right? I did a search on myself, and I used PimEyes on myself, right?
It's crazy.
Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Let me show you all. Let me show you all what PimEyes shows me about myself. So just from one picture of myself, it's literally this here. Let me show you. If you all look here, let me stop sharing. Well, let me put this from this one picture here. And this is a recent picture, right? From this one picture right here. Oops, I stopped sharing and I took everybody away. Let me bring you all back. But from that one picture I just showed you all, PimEyes was able to find all these other pictures of me. So this is one of my YouTube channels, or one of my YouTube videos. This is another one from YouTube. But then it gets a little creepy here, right? This is actually a picture of myself and my wife when we were in Bali in like 2017, 2018. And this individual was the photographer. I recognized the name. He was the person who did our photography. But it's me and my wife in a picture when we were in Bali, and it's all from one picture from something recent. So it was doing facial things, right? Another one, right? This is another one. This is again me and my wife. I don't know. My wife posts stuff everywhere. She the social media queen. She posts stuff everywhere. So this is another one of them, right? These are again my YouTube channel, some of my early stuff, making all types of faces, all types of things, right? I even see here, this is another one, and I'm on someone else's website here. This is an old picture. This is an old one. And let's see what else. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this guy is in the middle. That's not me.
Random black
That's not
man.
me. That random black man. That's that. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is at all. And
They're
I
still
definitely
working
don't
on
know
the
who this-
algorithm.
I don't know who this. Listen, this is not me, fellas.
Yeah,
This is
that
not
was you
me.
back in the. That was you back like 10 years ago.
This
He a
is
passport
not
bro.
me.
He a passport bro. No, I'm just playing.
This is not me. This is not me. Sometimes they can get it wrong, but one thing that we just saw here is that they got it right in a lot of different cases. A lot of different cases. And again, it's from this one picture here. I put in PimEyes this one picture here. It was able to gather all of these other pictures. It was able to gather all of these other pictures here. So just want to really get into so this is really, again, like I mentioned, this is understanding the cyber landscape that you're in when you jump online, when you're saying all types of reckless things, when you're doing all types of reckless things, just from your picture and your name and your geographical location, from your phone number, right? They can find exactly who you are. And I've even done it on myself. I put one picture in there, was able to find all these different things. This is the battlefield. This is the playing field here. Let me pass it on to you all for you all's input.
Let me jump in. There was two things that came out of that and everybody up here knows this is when you start going for senior positions, accounting firms look to see if you're on a blunt, to see who you hanging with, because if somebody gonna give you $300,000, they trying to figure out who you rolling with, right? If you ever, I do Indeed, I look for remote jobs. Every time I do that, my LinkedIn my search goes way up because they're looking for me. Who's he with? Is his search for real? Let me see his contacts. One guy was like, man, somebody called asking about you. I'm like, I was interviewing. It'd have been nice if they got my permission, though. But no, because people know people. So he thought he could go around me, but they was like, hey man, somebody calling you. Right? And two is, I'm just gonna go off tangent real quick, is so when you roll up on DJ MB to get his equipment, they running his face through facial recognition to see who he's hanging out with. Was he at some of those properties? That's where all that technology comes. And
some of those publicly available cameras, right? All of that information is everywhere.
And Gabe just showed you it's easy, and most of that shit's free to come find you. So when you trying to hide with the liquor and the blunt and the this and that, they looking for you. So you need to be careful, because once again, if somebody paying you $300,000 and they see you with the blunt, I promise you're not getting that job.
Very positive. Let me hit some of these comments, and we're gonna get to more. Nicer says, and welcome, Nicer. It says, oh yeah, this is my man's. Yeah, Operation Tech. Yeah, welcome to the chat or welcome to the panel. I'm gonna hit some of these comments, and we'll definitely spread it around. Yeah.
No,
It
you
says
good.
data
Appreciate it,
collection.
bro.
Absolutely. It says data collection is very real, and this that's what I think Zuckerberg used to build the metaverse. Very possible. Paul Lamont says, does personal data removal services help to remove public information online? It can. Yes, it definitely can. A lot of times most of it is contacting the original posters, right? Because they're not going to take it down. Like Facebook isn't going to take it down. You typically would want the person who originally posted it to take it down because they're typically the owner, quote unquote, or the administrator of that content, where Facebook would own it. So yeah, some of those, sometimes it does work. Good evening, Adele. Welcome. She always leaves encouraging notes under my video. So thank you for that. Matthew says all you have to do is ask the website to require to remove it. Yeah, you can ask the website too, but it doesn't always work for very large social media platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. Well, not Snapchat, but like Instagram and Facebook. Matthew said he used PIM-eyes before, and he remembered him being in a video. He never even knew what was up there. He said it was crazy. Akin is here, almost there. Man, I'm about to get me a Boost Mobile and a Metro PCS. Yeah, sometimes going back in time in technology can help you to stay away from some of these issues. The authorities are using this. Yeah, the police authorities are definitely using this. I need to check for my old. Yeah, check. And we're going to get into some of that, right? Some of the things that you can do in order to protect yourself and to be more secure. That's Brother Brave. That's Gabe, Brother Brave. Okay, gotcha. Death Racer is dead. Laugh aloud and crazy. I got a lot here. DJ Envy, you talk about the DJ Envy thing. Feds are on him for sure. Like Dame Dash, Envy does. Including, just comments on that and Remy Ma and everything. Okay. Feel free to jump in there. Anybody can jump in on anything that was said. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just. Oh,
no. Go ahead, big bro. Go ahead, Ted.
Let me just hop in right. So yeah,
feel free. Yeah.
PBO kind of hit a lot of the points I was gonna hit because I was gonna tell a little brief story. You know, I was young in my 20s or whatever, out there feeling myself. I had just bought a house, and I've always been into guns and stuff, and like I used to carry. I had a concealed carry and all that stuff down there. So I was taking some pictures with one of my little cousins or whatever, and holding up the guns and stuff or whatever. And this was before I was in the military, but this was before I even got into the tech industry or anything like that. And it's important to understand when you're young to make good decisions when it comes to things like that, because it can hunt you, especially in this tech world, because it was like still the beginning. I think MySpace was still around or whatever. My cousin, he was like, yeah, let me get a copy of the pictures, and he posted them up or whatever, and he tagged me in them and stuff, and I didn't want to put that stuff out there or whatever, because when you're getting security clearances, they want to look at all that stuff. They're going to look at any jobs. They're going to look for all that stuff. So I had to physically call not physically, but I had to call my cousin and say, hey, can you take these pictures down, bro? From off your page, tag me out of them and all that stuff, because I'm trying to get this background check done, for my security clearance. And I know they're going to be looking at a lot of this stuff. So just if we all been young, we all made bad decisions. Just be careful with that stuff, especially nowadays. And that's kind of all I wanted to give is from that situation that happened to me.
Feel free. Anybody else I want to jump in?
I'm gonna tap in on that. I'm with bruh. I had my little moment back in the day. Same thing. I had the flag on back in the day with the homies, taking pictures with the guns, everything, and same thing. But I found the Lord and I switched my life around. I started trying to get back in professional stuff. It was the same situation. I had pictures with homeboys with us, doing our twisted the fingers, doing everything. And I'm like, bro, I don't live that life no more. I'm completely out of that, and I'm trying to go, straight. I had to do the same thing. I had to reach out to people like, look, I know we got these pictures. I know these is old. but I'm trying to do something different with my life. I'm trying to do something better. I ain't checking. Come on, man. You know we been. I know, but brother, I'm trying to do something different. I need all that gone. So I had to, you know what I'm saying, bargain with people and do all that, brother, like to get stuff taken down. Same thing with the pictures I had on my, my Instagram and all those, like he said, MySpace, beginning parts of Facebook. Take all the pictures of the guns, like even when I bought new stuff, not even necessarily flexing like street stuff, just when I went and bought, you know what I'm saying, the AR, I went and bought me a new pistol. I put up, like, yeah, I got my new toy. I took all that stuff off. It was like, yeah, I got to get rid of this because that ain't the image I'm trying to portray, even though I'm more on like the Second Amendment, you know what I'm saying, freedom rights stuff. It doesn't matter because of how it looks in certain people's eyes. You like bro said, you never know who's gonna take it what. It might be somebody who's in the same type of time I'm on, who believes in, supporting the troops, who believes in the Second Amendment. But you see somebody who's like, it looks like some gang activity stuff, or that looks like this. Now you done completely wiped yourself out of an opportunity just because somebody had a negative connotation about something that's not even what you on. You on something totally different. And so I had to be mindful of that stuff and was like, all right, if I'm really gonna make this change, I'm really gonna be better for myself and for my family. I gotta totally get rid of this stuff. You know what I mean? So I would keep it techie. And to touch on what you said earlier, like early in the stream, I had a story that I was trying to say earlier. I was back in my gaming days. I was on Call of Duty with some dudes, and we was in this room. Me and my cousins got in the room, and they're getting cool with this dude. We'll come to find out he was a Microsoft enforcer, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" So we ended up talking to him. So basically, what happened was he had got in this pilot program with Microsoft. So he would get games for free, get on games to basically watching out for this like early stage of cyberbullying. So we was in a room one day playing a game, and these dudes was on there dropping N-bombs and calling everybody monkeys and whoop whoop. And dude was like, he ended up being a white dude, but dude was like, look, y'all gotta chill all that out, man. Y'all gotta stop that stuff. And he's like, oh, who are you? So then he started being the, whatever.
Yeah.
He said, man, I'm not even black, but I don't play that. Like I've got friends that are black, like I don't play that game. Right. So the dudes kept talking. He was like, look, you kept one more time to say something crazy, you about to get suspended. And you can't do nothing. Bro, I swear to you, this man looked at his gamer tag. You could hear him in the background typing. All of a sudden, he said, so let me get this straight. Blah, 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 blah on blah, blah, blah street. And everybody got quiet as hell. He was like, dude, he's like, how does he know your name? He was like, dude, who the hell are you? He's like, I told you. I don't play that, bro. You say one more crazy thing, bro, and you gone. And he says, I forgot what he said. And all of a sudden, you just see dude disappear from the game. And everybody's like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And next thing you know, the guy was like, man, look, man, he was just playing, man. Can you please? Like, he literally banned his account, bro. He's like, no.
Wow.
He's like, I banned his IP address. I banned his account. Wow. If he wants to get back on the game, tell him he can go spend that $300 and go get him a brand new Xbox and a brand new modem and get a brand new IP address. Then he can get back on. I don't play that. He's like, and any one of you guys that want to join it, you get the same thing. So like that, like
great
at the end of the game,
great story.
We kept up with him and he stayed cool with us and we don't play with him all the time. But it was like crazy. It was like anytime somebody says something, he was sensitive. Like, look, dude, we didn't see him do it before. He can literally ban your account. And you will not be able to play Xbox Live at all. Y'all might want to chill out.
I was gonna say, and even more on that, the thing about it is that Microsoft Enforcer, they exist across platforms. Like everybody knows how YouTube and Google is, right? Sometimes that Google bot or that Google bot will come into chat rooms and things getting too crazy. Or also on LinkedIn, I met somebody who was part of she is maybe exactly what you're talking about, like a content enforcer, where she reviews all types of information on LinkedIn, a moderator, but she does this full time, right? So they have all types of privacy and policies that they review, and they reviewing everybody's content that might strike as something that might be saying, hey, we don't want this on the platform. So there are all types of moderators across all different types of social media platforms. So great. That's good.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. That's the first time I ever heard. I didn't know they even had a program like that. Like I said, we just happened to run across them in the lobby, and that's when like I said, we found that out. But yeah, it was cool, man, to see dude just literally boom. I was like, man, this is crazy. I did not know they had people that did this, like going to just different chats. You know what I mean? Just play the game on the low, and look for stuff like that for cyberbullying and you know what I'm saying, and kids underage and all that stuff, man. And it's a pretty cool program.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the moderators. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, keep it taking.
No, I was just gonna say one thing. That I think that was one of the moderators that came out as like a what do you call those people? That release internal documents. What you call those people? Like Edward Snowden.
Oh, whistleblower.
Yeah, whistleblower for like Facebook, I believe that came out a while back. She was a moderator. That's how I found out about it. I remember it was like a couple years ago. I think she was a whistleblower, and she was talking about how they were controlling the content or something like that. But she was a moderator. So yeah, all those platforms had that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add in, and we also need to be careful on some of these YouTube panels. You know, there's a lot of people who can join a YouTube panel that can go on for 12 hours long, and, you know, they can say whatever after the 3-hour mark, you know. And what I remember, we had that live stream, remember Gabe, when came on my channel, and we had somebody come on there, and they were just, you know, arguing and were making a bad light of themselves. And then they said in the chat, like, hey, you know, if I were to have an opportunity to come up, I know not to give you that opportunity or give you the reference.
Yeah.
You know, and that does work against you, because you want to have as many allies in your network as you possibly can who can put you in a better position. If you are somebody who may not have all the qualifications for this particular role, getting that reference will be able to push you way further than somebody who may even be more qualified than you are.
100%.
Facts.
100%.
Facts.
Yeah. Anybody got anything else? Because I know that we talked about all of the quote unquote scary stuff, right? And people need to protect themselves, all the different types of information that can get you messed up in these YouTube streets. But I also did want to provide some level of, I found a GitHub not too long ago, and it's pretty dope. It's called the Personal Security Checklist, and I pinned the link to the chat, and it goes over all these different things. It's almost like doing a cybersecurity assessment on yourself and where you exist on the internet, and it gives all types of guidance, all types of recommendations for things that you can do in order to be better protected from the wiles of the internet. So I just threw that link there in the chat. So it goes over things like authentication, browsing the web, email, secure messaging, social media networks, mobile phones, devices, like all these different things. And it goes into some level of detail too. So I thought this was really cool for people to be able to do like a cybersecurity self-assessment on their own content that they're putting on the internet. So anything there before we jump into some of this?
One of the things I could really, you know, highlight or whatever, this is something I cover a whole lot. Authenticate that authentication section, because I've seen this GitHub before, but the authentication section, passwords is very important to protect your passwords, and also change your passwords, and don't use the same password across multiple platforms, because all they got to do is get into one. And then once they figure out that one password, they're going to try them on all these other sites. And if you use that same password across the board, they can get into pretty much everything you have with that same password. So
100%.
Just throwing that out there.
No, that's 100% true. And I want to hit this super chat. Thank you so much, MOT, for supporting the channel. His super chat says, can you teach 2 felons, fishermen, how to be in cybersecurity and make 6 figures in a couple of weeks? Asking for a Theo Wolf. And I think that that's another thing. We've talked about that too, how there are steps and there is a process in order to get into these tech fields. So to answer your question, no, I am not capable. I don't think many people are capable, but at times I think that people will use certain kind of crazy stories to kind of bolster their own selves, to make themselves sound more larger than life. But thank you so much for the super chat. It's definitely appreciated for supporting the chat and supporting the channel. So thank you for that. But no, good question. And I am not capable of doing that.
Yeah, let's pivot to the good part of that, right? Like we said, people do investigations, people find bad guys out. I think Spain just arrested 6 cyber criminals. They caught them because they were stealing stuff, right? So that's kind of a good part of OSINT when you use that technology to track down bad guys, right? So there's always 2 sides to a certain story, and being in the federal space, and Gabe know that when we do penetration tests, sometimes part of the penetration test we pay for is they do OSINT on some top people to figure out what they have available, right? Because now people are getting CEOs' voices, tricking people now with deep fakes and stuff. So they're trying to figure out what they got there and what they can use to do deep fakes to try to trick accounts receivable, send them a check, the president really needs it type. So I think there's definitely a good part of OSINT, right? It's not all bad, right? So you can always use good things for bad things. So I just think we want to point out sometimes. And the other thing is that I don't do as much is when you get on the dark web, that's when you really get to see all the crazy stuff and all the information they got. And they selling your SSN for $3 if you ever been on the dark web. So that's another hidden place with all the OSINT stuff on them when you go out to those type of servers. So
100%. And I want to say welcome to Dev Lou to the chat. I know we've been chopping it up about cyber securing yourself online. What does this environment really look like? You got anything to throw in there about securing yourself? And I even get a scenario about the most recent thing that happened. But the individual who kind of came into on the YouTube panel was threatening people and thought it was the streets, but ended up in the cyber streets. So it was so there was some unexpected there was some unexpected results that happened as it concerns that. So what you got on it?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't be. I ain't want to be. What's going on? I ain't want to be dusty this time. I got my camera on, got the lights. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Operation Tech Takeover. Welcome to the Tech Boys, the Tech Avengers. I don't know if we got the name yet, but B2B.
I'm thinking Tech Avengers. Tech Avengers is
that's cool. Tech Avengers, yeah, because I don't want to. I don't want to exclude. You know what I'm saying? Anybody? So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Professor PBO, keep it take. What's up, man? I have an actual fantastic story about this. Right?
Go ahead.
All right. So I was learning. This was like early in the game. I was learning web development, right? And it was Ruby on Rails, right? Y'all familiar with that, right? Ruby on Rails. So the Udemy course that I was following, it was integrated with AWS, right? So anyway, I was setting it up, set my GitHub up, put the whole project on everything. So, but the key, right? I posted it on GitHub. I didn't put it in an env file, so it could be hidden from that. So they had my key, bro. My AWS account got racked up like $40,000.
Wow.
It was like $40,000, and mind you, bro, this is like I was like young. This was a long time ago. I was like early 20s, like coming out of high school, second year college, something like that, right? I just learned this stuff. And I was like, they called me. It was like, I'm like, bro, I don't. And then they had IP addresses and stuff like that. It was like Taiwan, India, Africa. It was just all these different places. They were just using my, I guess you could say, card.
Sold it. That's what they did. Basically, they sold your information to the highest bidder.
Right, exactly.
Multiple times, it sounds like. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They would just pass it around and stuff like that. So anyway, find out that's actually a common issue. I think they've kind of hitting that down, I think, on GitHub now. At that time, that was a very big issue. A lot of people were doing that. They were, putting their keys on public GitHub repos and stuff like that. And they were getting hacked, or I guess you can't really say hacked. I put it on there, right? But yeah, you have to. But anyway, just if anybody wants to know how I resolved it, I was like, bro, I can't pay this. Like, what are y'all like? You know what I'm saying? I'm like still living with my mom and everything. I can't. So it didn't go on like collections or anything. Like it didn't affect my credit or nothing. I think I don't know. I guess it's just like it's negatives, I guess. But it is not even on my credit or nothing. So, but that is a. I'm sorry, what you said, bro?
No, I was saying they probably wrote it off. Oh.
Yeah, just wrote it off.
Go ahead.
They ate it.
I was gonna say it's FDIC secured and insured, and then also I had the same situation happen with my bank account, and it was nowhere near 40,000. It was more so like $2,000 of ads that they created through my AWS account, and it was like Facebook ads or something that like they were running. And I just called my bank, and they said, "Oh, okay, well, go ahead, stop the payment, and then also reverse the charges after they investigate."
Gotcha.
The crazy thing is, I did a couple of videos. Is banks now are starting to push back because if you do something negligent with your phone and give it to somebody in India, they tired of reimbursing old people. They're like, we eating all these charges, man. So they starting to push back a little bit now on that. So
100%. Hey, Gene, I didn't know you were a tech guy. How you know they was? How you know they was? How you know they was selling it, Gene? Gene, how you know they was? Look at that, Gene. Gene be in these streets. Gene be in these streets. Gene is not a tech guy. Gene knew they were selling his data, but I'm just gonna put that aside. Y'all keep going on. Y'all keep going on. I got the sound effects in the background. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Now you didn't get
we heard it.
that somebody just. How you know, G? How you know?
How you know that, Gene? How you know?
You know you effed up, right?
You know you met. Yeah. Gene, you're not a tech guy. Gene, you're not a tech guy.
But
nah, man.
I think I think, and keep a tech head on it, data privacy, especially with old people, they don't know how to control their phones. They're not hardening it because we know the more security you put in, the less convenient it gets. And most people like convenience, but they're just setting themselves up. And two is that's one reason. This is my little conspiracy theory. That's why your damn credit card is so high, because they got to eat all them costs, man. So
it's true. That's very true. I wanted to go over this one too. Go ahead, BDB. I'll go right after you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring up the super chat that you got from MOT. Is that okay?
You want to go into that? Like,
well,
real quick. Let's go. Now go ahead. Hit it quickly.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. So what I was gonna say is that when it comes to talking about like people on social media, right? And with that, they make a lot of promises to people who may be unaware of what's actually true within the real world. So when I know he's making as a joke, because we're talking about Theo Wolf, but that's actually how you get people who are unaware of an actual solution that they can have within their own everyday life, which is getting a tech job. You may not be able to get 6 figures starting off, but it will be a career that can grow exponentially, depending on if you are able to get into it or not. So I think that it's well worth getting into the tech industry. But when people make promises saying, "Oh yeah, I can get anybody a 6-figure tech career," it's actually not the case for every single person.
I'm not gonna lie. I would say do a little OSINT on who your tech teachers are. I'm not saying go into where they live and their numbers and everything, but kind of if somebody is saying like, "Hey, I can provide you this and that, and I've been here and done that," I don't know. Just do a quick little Google search on who that teacher is to try to understand. Hey, what's this person's background? Because there's at times where there are people who are in tech who say that they're this and say that they're that, but don't really have the track record to support them teaching a lot of the content. I know several years, like that's just been happening very often as tech and cybersecurity and all these other subjects have become so much more popular today. A lot of, grifters, that's a word that we all hear a lot. A lot of grifters will jump in and say, "Hey, I'm a tech professional and I know how to do this and that, and I can help you do this." I don't think it's the same way for this gentleman, Theo Wolf, but I do think that it's important for you to understand who's teaching your information. So,
and everybody has a secret.
And I want to jump in too. I don't want to talk about him, but I'm going to talk about like somebody in the chat was talking about boot camps. Are you guys familiar with Lambda School?
Yes.
No.
Lambda School. So like when I was kind of coming up. So Lambda School was like an online coding boot camp at the time, and it was quote unquote free and stuff like that. And they ended up changing their name, right? They ended up changing their name from Lambda School, and what they were doing those ISAs, those income service agreements, So after you finish the boot camp, you got to pay them like a certain percentage of your salary for like 2 or 3 years. And the funny thing about it though, well, it's not funny, it's actually messed up. But like if you didn't like they promised like money back guarantees, but like if you missed like a class or something, they were like, oh no, your refund is null and void. It was a bunch
find
of
any
shady-
reason. They
Yeah,
find
it was a
any
bunch of
reason
shady-
to yeah.
Yeah, man, any reason to knock you out of your refund, man. So I don't, I'm with you on that, Gabe. You kind of gotta, I don't know, man. You really should I guess you should do that anything, right? But you do have to vet people properly. And a lot of those boot camps, I think I remember somebody said, this is very hearsay. I know there was a school called Hack Reactor. It was in like San Francisco, the coding boot camp.
Okay.
And I think they were saying that like they only let people in with degrees. I don't know. I could be off. I don't know if it was that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It say it's closed. Oh well, it's closed right now. Okay, never mind.
What are you looking at?
Hack Reactor. That's the name of it. Software engineering coding bootcamp.
Yeah, that was like one of the bigger ones. Like it was like Dev Mountain. Yeah, Oh, so it's closed now?
Well, it's closed,
It's closed
like
for the
right
day.
now for business. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant
But it's
like
still open.
business. Oh, I see. So like probably like cohorts. Yeah, I'm going past the mic. Man, I can fix this light.
I was if you got a second, Gabe, I was going to touch on it real quick.
Sure.
I just like, of course, we know this is B2B's favorite topic, but I mean, it's real though. I mean, I didn't see it, bro. Like, I didn't talk to cats on LinkedIn. Like, there's a popular sales engineer boot camp that gets talked about a lot. I done talked to a couple dudes. As a particular guy, him and his wife both did it. He did the sales engineer. She did the manual QA, and same thing. Like, he has been like over a year. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't know it was like
you good. But like he had put on his LinkedIn, it was like, it's been over a year. We haven't got anything. Have reached out and of course, put a big post. I mean, it got shared. Like, I mean, it dang near went viral. It was shared so much, and they reached out and was like, "Yeah, we're sorry you're going through this. If you read the contract terms," like, bro, he's like, "Bro, I did read your contract terms. I followed everything y'all asked, and I showed you proof." Because that's the same like what Lou was saying. They try to say that he didn't complete some of the stuff or didn't go to some classes to do this. He was like, "Nah, I got documentation. I got receipts of everything that I've done. I did everything y'all asked to, and they still have not refunded." Like, I reached out to them like a couple weeks ago. They still have not refunded this man and his wife their money. They finding every excuse to work around it and not try to pay this man. Like, bro, you can't make these promises to people and not staying good on your word. Like, that's the part that kills me. Like, there's certain boot camps that people talk about that do this and do that, but like, that's, what I'm saying, this is your company message. It's like being in the streets. You a person of your word or a company of your word. If you ain't got your word, you ain't got nothing. Don't sit there and tell people you're gonna give a money back guarantee and you don't do it. If you don't want to get nobody the money back, just say, "Hey, this is what it is. If you don't get a job, we're not giving you nothing back." Like, and let people make that decision. But don't say, "Hey, if you can't get a job in this time, we're gonna give you your money back," and then find every excuse and every loophole not to do it. Like, come on, bro. That's don't do that. Don't do that.
DJ Envy.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
But I'm saying, like, especially now, like now with the times now, like, it's hard out here. I mean, it's always been, hard, but like, it's really hard now. People really are struggling for money, and then you're gonna take somebody's hard-earned money, thousands of dollars, and just leave them hanging like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing out here, man? Like, come on. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I appreciate. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go real quick, B2B. I know this is your area. I'm gonna save you for last, B2B. I'm gonna go real quick. I had this young guy reach out to me. I mean, it really hurt my feelings. He took a boot camp and they had this ending exam project. He didn't pass the class, so he couldn't get a job. They didn't refund him, so he was kind of like hanging in this middle ground. He was like, "Well, I didn't pass the class, so I can't really ask for a refund." And I'm like, "Will they let you retake the class?" And I just don't think, and Deb Lou know this, if you ain't built for programming, you can't do it, man. It'll eat your mind looking at a computer 4-5 hours a day if you ain't built for it. So I just don't think it was for him. But he spent like $4,000. So now he's trying to figure out what the pivot is. So that was my issue. I'm gonna throw it to B2B because like my man said, that's his channel now. He the I don't want to say JT Pocket of tech guys now, but I'm gonna throw it to B2B.
I want to make one video about it.
It was so good, man. I guess I thought that was your thing. You did an excellent job with it. Go ahead.
I appreciate
it was good though. It was good, bro. For real.
I appreciate it. But yeah, so I don't want it to be that, that's my thing that I think is impossible. I think it is very possible to be able to make 6 figures starting off, depending on a few factors. But, the way that a lot of these people pitch it is where the issue lies, because I saw a graphic, and Gabe, I don't know if I can share my screen in that, or if I can just say it, read it off. But okay, let me try and share that particular screen. You probably have seen it. It's in the Discord. But so this is the graphic that somebody shared with me, and to make it a little bit larger, it's saying the hooks based on the awareness stage, right? So this is pretty much, they turned getting into the tech industry more so into a business sales pitch, as opposed to it being hey, I genuinely want to help out the community. This is what you can do to be able to get in there. I'm showing you advice. I'm giving you my experience and how I was able to get through these pitfalls and stuff like that. They switched it from that to this, which is where if you're somebody who may not even know anything about the tech industry, they're unaware. They're unaware of whatever secret that the techfluencer may give them. Then after they tell them, oh yeah, I have a secret to tell y'all in this tweet or in this short video, then you move on, and now they know about this somewhat secret that you can make 6 figures within 6 months. And then they say, okay, well, hey, have you been thinking about making 6 figures? Well, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and let's say, okay, well, because you haven't thought about making 6 figures, you're probably sitting there broke. Just like how Operation Tech Takeover said, is that a lot of people are out here struggling. Are you out here struggling? Okay, well, how about this? The solution is for you to get into tech, and the way for you to get into tech is to buy my webinar, buy my product, go to my networking event. All of these things is actually leading you into giving them money, not because they want to help you out, but because they want to be able to get more money off of the community.
Monetize your interest.
Exactly. So that's more so what I kind of just want to bring to light, is that, hey, this is what they're exactly doing. Now, what they may say, they may come up with a few videos that may be good advice. They may say something good, but a lot of the time there's not a lot of proof of what they say, and then there's not a lot of genuine reasoning behind why they want to put you on with an extra $1 million, or a career that can get you $500,000 a year, within 6 months. It's not really
put money into their pockets.
Exactly.
To put money into their pockets. They want to,
as they sit back. Wait, bro.
No, I was just gonna say,
thanks for
so
that.
this kind of goes. Nah, you can leave it up. This kind of goes to one of the questions we were trying to answer. I would say a couple months ago, like, how do we get more people interested into tech? So are these guys using a particular strategy that we need to use? Obviously, we're not trying to scam anybody. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like they're doing something right, because there's a lot of people that's falling for this crap. So I don't know. I guess I'm bringing the question up, like, okay, well, how do we, being people that are not actually trying to screw over people, how do we get access to more people to bring them into the IT field the correct way?
Let me chime in on that. Keep it techie. Let me chime in real quick, and keep it techie gonna give me, because I'm always the negative
about this topic.
Yeah, I'm the negative part about it. Keep it techie. I don't think those people are looking for a quick get rich quick scheme. So I don't think they want to put the work in. So I think that's why they're easily swayed. They're trying to figure out how to make quick money. Everybody on this panel know you got to roll your sleeves up and get dirty. You got a lab every day. You did an excellent course. This shit takes a couple years. You ain't gonna do it in 6 months. So I think the people they're reaching out to, they jumping on it. As your favorite word, they're grifting. They trying to figure out the hottest thing. So I don't know if those are the proper people we really trying to bring into tech. That's all I'm saying. I'll let everybody else jump on me. I'm an old curmudgeon, so that's why I said I'm throwing it.
No, I agree. No, my bad. Go ahead, Gabe. You was going to say something. I'll go after you, Gabe.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, no. Feel free.
Okay.
Well. Actually, let me say this, and I'll pass it on quickly.
Yeah,
I would say that the way that we battle against this is not. Well, the way that we try to get people in is not battling against this, right? This is a monster. This whole sales funnel thing, this whole pyramid scheme at times, this whole I'm gonna use rhetoric more than truth and facts in order to get you into something it's not really a battle for, I think, people who are in tech, because you can't overthrow this. Because this really, because a lot of these things that you're talking about, B2B, they touch the psyche of people, right? They touch the mental, for people who are like you mentioned here, unaware. So I would say that, and I'll pass it on. I'll start off there.
I agree. I mean, I think it's more about, right now, it's about what's sexy. You know what I mean? Sex sales. Everybody knows that. And they making it real sexy. You know what I mean? To get into these high numbers. But like me and PBL know a guy, we cool with. He talks about it, on his channel about boot camp stuff, but he's a realist. And I think that's what it is too. It's about being real and giving, like we touched about on the other stream not too long ago, the realistic expectations. Giving people realistic expectations and aligning yourself with people who may have that reach that, the people don't have. And then aligning with those people, of course, doing your due diligence and vetting them and making sure they're solid, but then giving that information and going on their shows and talking about it and saying, hey, look, I know this is sexy. I know this is what everybody's talking about. Realistically, everybody's not going to be able to do that. Everybody's not going to be able to jump out here and just make that right off the gate. You might start at 60. You might start at 50. I said the guy that me and PBO, talk about, Antoine, he talks about, like, he's done showed his W-2s. He done put proof in the pudding to show his 500, K.
Oh, yeah, Antoine Wade, your Black Ice.
Yeah, he showed, right. But he doesn't sell that get rich quick. He'll tell you straight up, you might start out 50, 60, but you can scale up to 6 figures, relatively quickly if you do the right thing, if you follow the right process. He's not just saying you're going to do it. But there's other cats, like you said, that we know they get out here and just, oh yeah, you can make it in 6 months, in 3 months. You can go out here at the gate. That's not going to happen for everybody. Everybody doesn't have that skill. And like Brother PBO said, a lot of times, I hate to say it, especially in our community, they don't want to put in the work, bro. People can be lazy. You know what I'm saying? They just want that. What? I can make that bag, and I ain't got to do nothing. I can just sit back and chill. Yeah, that might have been the case a couple years ago with COVID. Right. Then things are coming back around. You ain't gonna be able to just sit back and chill in your chair and kick back and make that money. They're gonna want some productivity happen. If you ain't producing, you gonna find yourself down in the unemployment line, hoping for some free government cheese, because they not gonna keep you if you're not producing, man. So I think that's the thing about it is, man, as far as like how we get out there is to find other creators who may have a bigger audience, who may have a bigger following, who, like I said, you do that structured work and find out and do your due diligence to make sure that they are legit and not just, like you said, scamming people. So we don't have no MVCs or issues, and then get with them and like, hey, yo, let's collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it the year of collaboration. Collaborate with other people, and then say, hey, look, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I can talk to your audience about. Yeah. Let's do a stream together, and you give that information. Same thing. Bring them onto your channel and do the same thing. And so that way both channels
can message of the real. Yeah.
Right. Bingo. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's my take on it.
Yeah.
May I
real quick, I just want to say thank you. Absolutely. I just want to say thank you, Underground, for supporting the channel. Ty City, thank you so much for that. I definitely appreciate you. Just a couple more. I see everybody's talking. It makes it a little bit difficult for me to get to every single comment because we have so much good conversation happening. So I'll make sure to highlight these comments, but we might not necessarily go into depth about them. Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, Albert Seiko made a good point. I wanted to say, I just wanted to kind of add this onto it. Now, let's be honest, though. What we do is a lot better than being at the warehouse. Let's just be honest. Let's just.
This is true.
I mean, let's just keep it real. I mean, this is a lot
Mhm.
better than driving Uber, being stuck in. I'm just talking about from my personal
sir.
experiences, right? I'm just talking being in a,
No,
being in a
that's
call
facts.
center. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me personally. What I do now as a software engineer is light years. Being in the military, you know what I'm saying? Moving in boxes and carrying drums on my back. You know, getting all this in moving mail. I was supply in the military.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah, so doing all that stuff, man. Listen. No, you're 100% right, operation. I'm just saying though, like I like to tell people because I think I know Keep Takey was saying, how do we get people in there? Well, I got. This is what I want to say to that, right?
Mhm.
One, why do we want to do it, right? If we really want to do it, we really want to help people get in, show another way instead of like, trying to be a rapper or being basketball star or football star. We got to flex, man. I'm sorry.
You think so? what you mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You gotta make it sexy. You gotta make it sexy. You gotta make it sexy.
You gotta make it sexy, like you said.
Unpack that for us. What does the flex look like? What does the flex look like?
That was a very, you're right. That was very, like, I just threw that out there. But I'm just, you gotta show the success, show the, and it doesn't have to be like gold chains or watches or anything like that. You have to present an ulterior that's feasible. It can't just be, oh man, because people, I mean, listen, people don't. We all got 401ks, right? We all got them, but it's like, and they don't really, they don't want to see the success. They want to see you traveling. They want to see you, doing cool. They want to see you with the big super rig PC. They want to see the clothes. They want to see how you, like, why should I get in? I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to put all this work in. I'm going to learn all these certs, learn all these networking, all this cybersecurity. I'm going to learn all these data structures and algorithms, build all these projects out. You got to, I mean, it's just
right.
It's what it is.
Yeah, Lou.
Yeah, and I remember. Oh,
what's that? Yeah,
keep it taking.
Lou. Oh, go ahead.
Feel free. Anybody can go.
No, I was just gonna quickly go B2B. I'm gonna say like one sentence, but yeah, I remember that was your channel, Citizen Lou. We had that conversation on. That's and by you saying what you said, that was one of the points we were making. But go ahead, B2B. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Now, I will say this is that it's nothing wrong with showing the fruits of your labor, showing your success, right? Yeah. Now, this is going to be after you put in the work, after you put in and you may have done some years of experience. Then, okay, I can see you sharing like, hey, I'm able to pay for a house to be able to help feed my family, house my family. I'm able to do this and do that now because I was able to get into tech, and this is, what you could potentially be able to get as well. Right. If you make the right financial decisions too, because that's also another piece of it that they don't bring up is being able to maintain your finances. You may make a lot of money, but just because you make a lot of money, it does not mean you be able to keep a lot of money. So
you saying you can overflex, but also be leaving out some of the foundational things there, like money management and stability in life.
Right, you got a 6-figure tech job. You're making $200,000 a year. You're riding around in a Lamborghini or something like that.
Right.
You're riding around.
200K is not Lamborghini money.
No. You know what? I'll give an example. Right. Real quick. I remember back in the day on Xbox Live, I was playing Call of Duty with this guy, and he was on call. He was online all day. Like, I'd be at school, come back, he online. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'd be online. He'd go to sleep. I'm like, bro, bro, you don't work? He's like, yeah, I work. He's not work from home. I was like, huh? He was like a health insurance. Like, it was like whatever he explained. It was like I guess when surgeons kill somebody, I guess he do the
malpractice insurance.
No, it was it maybe you might be right. I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. I did, but
Sure.
That might be what it was, because he was just telling us what it was. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of cool to me. I was like, man, bro, you work from home, you play video games. I mean, I'm not saying that's what we do or whatever, but it's like that's what he was doing. I was like, that was a perk for me, like just working from home, like stuff like that, right? Like I said, you don't have to get too, blow your budget and blow your, take out your 401k just to put some stacks on the screen. I'm not telling I'm not saying that, right? But just
put the money up to your ear. And
the money phone. Yeah, you don't have to do
money
the
phone
to your ear, laptop to the other ear.
It could be, and you know what? In some ways, I think we all do. We all, in some ways, do inspire people, right? I mean, everybody on this panel, right? I think we all have inspired people to do certain things and to, be better. So I'm sure we all do that. But that's all.
Thinking about inspiring, I want to thank you, Gene, again. But he be having these ambiguous messages out there. So first of all, when we was talking to Gene, when Gene not a tech dude, he was like, yeah, they was out there selling his information. Now he hit the super chat, which thank you very much. But he said the truth is out there. Gene, what do you mean by that, Gene? I mean the truth is out there. What does that mean? What do you know about the truth being out there, Gene? But Gene be throwing these ambiguous statements out there. We appreciate the super chat. We appreciate you. I just want to say thank you. But Gene be giving me, I don't know, he giving me X-File vibes. He giving me some X-File vibes. But you fellas, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
No, I was just gonna say with Lou, like, and that to go with BDB was talking about, like, that's what I was saying, like, as far as like the transparency comes in, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, it doesn't have to be the money phones and the Lamborghinis and the mansions. It can be like something as simple as, like, you see it taking a nice vacation and showing people, like, give people like a day in the life. Like, I'm out here with my family on this vacation, you know what I'm saying, here and wherever, just enjoying time and just showing a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to be nothing super crazy. I ain't saying you got to be in Bora Bora or nothing. It could be just somewhere, you know what I'm saying, super nice that your average people is not going to afford, just to see that that's a possibility. And you know what I mean? Like I said, just giving that realistic expectation up front, like, look, this took me years to get here, but now that I'm here, I can do this for my family. I can provide for my family. You just give them that information straight up. And the people are going to receive it how they receive it. Some people are going to be like, oh, it's not going to work. That's not going to be fast enough for me. And if that's the case, then the message is not for you. You know what I mean? And like PBO said, if you really on that quick flip, this probably ain't the industry for you. And to be honest, we probably don't want you in here. I mean, I ain't trying to be nasty, but we might not want you in here anyway.
Yeah, you're right about that.
If you're going to try to fast track something, ain't no telling what you going to mess up. And I ain't got time to try to fix nothing. No, you just because you trying to hurry up and kick back and chill on Facebook all day and messed up a server. No,
that ain't the way. Now, King 318, his message, this stick out to me. All the caps. He said, "Can someone put together some no fluff bullet points to get into said career? Tell people to follow if they want to, or don't, or don't. The choice is yours. Once people see people progressing, they will come." Now that's the thing. It's very difficult to put together bullet points to say this, that, and this, because it really all depends on the people's situation, right? What previous experience do you have? Do you have a degree, or are you coming from no degree? Do you already have certs? Are you coming from maybe a background which is a little bit more animated background, which might make it a little bit more difficult for certain type of organizations? Have you had a security clearance? Have you been in the the military before? There are so many different variables where a bullet pointed list would not really align with everybody. So I wanted to highlight this for Keep It Techie, because he put this out there, and that's a perfect segue into Keep It Techie. He does free consultations, right? He does consultations. You can call him up and you can send him an email, and then he will help you in that process of understanding what those bullet points are for you and where you are in your career. And I don't know, Keep It Techie, do you want to say more about that?
And I was gonna add to actually that question that he asked, because you're right, it does tie directly into what I do on my channel. But I was gonna speak to like a couple of live streams I've been doing lately, and PBO's been up there, you've been up there, like those how to get into X career, how to get into this career. And we all over the place with this, man. I mean, it all depends on your situation. Nothing is like laid in stone where I could just give everybody this one plan and they can follow. It's tailored to you, your situation, just like what Gabe said. I mean, it all depends on you and your situation and what you're going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And
I appreciate it shouting that out.
Absolutely. Just like Keep It Techie mentions right here on his channel, he goes to, I know I saw several of these. It don't show that I watch them because it's my Circle Security channel. But this is the one that says how to become a Linux administrator, how to become a system administrator, right? How to become a database administrator. So it goes into some of the details and some of the information about these career fields, but you also need to tailor it to who you are and your background. So feel free, please go ahead and subscribe to Keep It Techie. And everybody, like, we're going to get a chance to go through everybody's channels that is on here because everybody does content creation about tech to some degree on here. So definitely just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, then like Keep It Techie said, I talked to another young guy, and like you said, he was doing financial auditing. So we were talking about how to get in IT auditing, how to get into what do you need to do, what GRC you need to do. Since he has so much background into that, switching into GRC and IT auditing, I thought would be an easy switch. And like Keep It Techie said, there's no bullet points for that. It's kind of like, okay, I've done this. You're trying to switch over to that. So these are the things you need to look up. This is how you need to move. And he was already, working in the industry for a long time. So I think, like you said, those tailored career paths to try to help people out. Then that way, then maybe, people can get in faster. It's still not going to be 3 months, but they can get in faster.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. Man, you hit it right, man. You hit it all on the point right there, Gabe, because that was kind of my deal, right? Like my path to get here was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was commenting on what was in the chat, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I didn't, man, my journey was so crazy. I don't know. I feel kind of, I don't know how to tell people how to get in, you know what I mean? Because there was so many different avenues. Like the same King, he asked earlier in the chat, he asked me about, do I recommend a boot camp? And I'm like, to be honest, man, see, my boot camp was paid for through the vet tech, right? So it's like, I can't in good faith tell somebody to spend $18,000 for a coding boot camp because I didn't. You know what I mean?
But you can tell somebody who has had previous military experience and has a GI Bill that can pay for that to be able to go down a similar or the same type of route that you went down. See, right? That's a tailored approach that it won't fit for everybody. I didn't do military at all, so I that would not apply to me. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, you're right, because all you need is 1 day of your GI Bill to go to a coding boot camp. And also, too, like I just, this is what I saw with my own eyes. I know a guy, he worked at T-Mobile as a sales associate. They paid for a degree with a WGU, and he switched over to the software engineer at T-Mobile now. And with this, so there's a lot of internal transitions you can make, right? So that's kind of what I'm pushing out at WGU, maybe, because I mean, I don't know what company today. You know what I mean? I don't know what company today is not paying, doesn't have like some type of educational assistance, right?
Almost everybody does. And just like MOT said, 18K is a lot. That's a lot. Man. But if you're coming from a military background, that might be something plausible for you. But just like Zone said here, WGU, right? Western Governor University. Right. A lot of people, a lot of times there is this requirement for a degree, whether associates or masters for all these different type of places. But WGU has a very tailored program that you can finish the program in very short periods of time and pay a quarter of the amount that you would pay for a traditional bachelor's or a master's degree. So that might be, again, one of those tailored options for you if you're trying to get in. Yeah.
Because see, it works so smooth because like if you go in through the boot camp and they pay it, they'll the VA will pay half the boot camp and they don't pay the other half till you get a job. The VA won't pay that till you get a job. So then you can go to school while you in work and then get more and then use your GI Bill, get a degree. But I ended up getting my degree, shout out to Gabe, he said he'd let me know, like, you got, about that degree. I went and got my degree and, so I got the experience and a degree now. So yeah, that's all I want to say, man. I just wanted to.
But just real quick, like,
thanks for coming through Operational Takeover.
Oh, you out, man? All right, good to meet you, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you too, Lou, man. Good chopping up with you, bro.
Absolutely.
But like Dev Lou said, though, that's the blueprint, man. Especially if you got a GI Bill. I I was a professor for 10 years. I signed off on a lot of GI bills. They come because a lot of times your professor got to sign that you come to class on time and what your GPA. So I sign off on a lot of those. And the other thing he brought up, and I tell a lot of people is, if you in a professional job or any job, 9 times out of 10, they got an IT department, a GRC department, especially if you work for, and it's a lot easier to pivot. So I tell people, I had a number of young black guys reached out to me when I was a consultant at the state. So I just whispered to my CISO, I was like, let's get him up here at least 4 or 5 hours a week so he can start learning this stuff and get a few skills, reach out to his boss. So I was trying to create an internship inside his job to help him use what he was taking in class. But a lot of times that's available at your job, because a lot of times if you're doing good at your job wants to help you to try to keep you.
Yes.
Right. So I always tell people, reach out to your cybersecurity, reach out to your IT department. Even if you want your help desk, if you're trying to get in the help desk and get up, because especially if you work for a large company, they have all those departments. And a lot of times too is, if you find somebody, especially that, looks like you or just want to help you, that's the easiest way to get in and be able to pivot inside of a company.
100%. There are always resources for where you currently are, right? Not all those resources apply to you, but you have to be more tailored to the resources that you reach out to. And even as it concerns Matthew's question here about, is a master's even important in tech? And again, back to it all depends. Because a master's is not necessarily important if you're trying to be like an engineer, an architect, a software engineer, not necessarily. But I've been seeing, because I'm always planning for my next step, right? So I'm looking into associate director, senior director type of roles. And in many cases, a master's degree is required on many of those job postings. And it's something that's just consistent across the board for director level, leadership level, and above. So if you are going in that direction, yeah, a master's might be something that's required, something that you want to invest in. But if you're not, no, right? So yeah.
Well, my only issue, and I agree with you, like 90%, is as you move up the ladder in anything, even as a senior consultant, if you got a master's degree and they don't, that's gonna put you ahead of the curve. Because when you start going up the ladder where Gabe at, it gets real thin up there, man. It's only like a couple directors. I mean, let you work for a bit, but still at the programming level, it could be, I worked with 500 programmers, but there was only 30 supervisors. There was only 10 directors. So the higher you go up, the more paper, the more degrees you got, because that's the game, especially while the boomers in charge, man. I know Citizen Lou about to beat me up about the boomers, man, but the boomers in charge and they're doing the hiring. That's the shit they look for, man.
Yeah.
Just don't make us come to the office. Just don't make us come to the office.
Don't make you come to the Lou, they got a question for you here. They said it was asking you from the standpoint of someone who doesn't, have a GI Bill, just someone that wants to dip their toes in. Man, there's so many different learning platforms online.
Man,
like
so many,
it's so many different ones. They're everywhere. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to knock the boot camp, because I did learn, it's like, but it's just that cost. And I don't know if because I don't know if you
want somebody to go down that same
route. You think you can learn it on your own now, Lou? You think people could pick up enough skills on your learn, get enough badges to kind of cobble something together that would equal a boot camp? You think that's a plausible way to get in there?
Well, because the positives of it is you have like direct mentor, you got people, it's a group of y'all, it's a cohort, it's people, it's instructors there, and you have a curriculum that you're following. Because when I know me, I'm just speaking for me, when I was trying to learn on my own, I was jumping on this first Ruby on Rails, then it was Python, Django, and it was C#, then Java. I was React, and I was just everywhere, and I just needed a, because then when you, because at the end of the day, you really, as now that I'm in the field, I have experience. The degree might just be to check all boxes, really, because at least you have like a baseline. They know you have a baseline understanding, because you don't know what you're going to be going in, really. If you're
just real quick, my only thing, and I'm really a degree guy, is I got to learn philosophy and sociology and all that other bullshit. Dude.
That's why WGU is an option, though, right? WGU does not have you go through it. Like I used to do. Well, I still do tutoring for people, and they'll put you through like certification. To get your cybersecurity degree, your bachelor's, I think you have to get the Security Plus, the Network Plus, the A Plus. That's part of your curriculum. and they schedule it for you. They put you in tutoring. They got you mentors and everything. So you don't have to learn it at WGU. And I think more educational organizations, they're kind of going in that direction. But yeah, go ahead.
And then you're right, Gabe, because another thing too is I see somebody put it about the internships, man. Like, you kind of got to be a college student to get some of those.
Yeah,
if you don't already have experience.
Facts.
And my university. Yeah, go ahead, keep it techie.
No, I was just gonna say one thing. I've always said that I can add to the conversation is, I mean, you gotta figure out how you learn as well.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to either taking these boot camps. Because a lot of these boot camps, they're fast. They trying to get people through and get them out of there so they can get the paycheck at the end of the road. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna rush you through and they're gonna give you all the information. But if you're not one of these people that can absorb this information pretty quickly, especially if it's a certification at the end of it that you've already paid for, they factored into the price of the boot camp, then it may not work out the best for you. You know what I'm saying? There are other platforms out here. You just gonna have to do the research. A lot of these platforms do subscription models now. I know one that's popping up in my head is Cybrary. That's a pretty decent one. And you can cut it off whenever you want to cut it off. So you can sign up and give yourself a goal. I got 3 months to complete this course or whatever. Sign up for 3 months. Pay your little $50 because it is expensive. It's $50 a month, but 3 months you'll have this skill at the end of it. You'll be able to get the certificate or whatever at the end of it, and then cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Until you're ready to learn something else. But 100%. I mean, it all depends on how you learn.
Yeah,
so
that's important. Even MOT is speaking about it here. He says going to Denver Technical College 20 years ago was hands-on until DeVry brought it and destroyed it. Right, but Lockheed paid back then. And he said he pocketed the GI Bill. He used the grants and tuition assistance for a job. So there's many different. So right, I don't know if anybody has ever heard of that particular method. Right, a university that went defunct, but he was able to utilize that GI Bill money that went towards it and got that money back in order to go into another type of career endeavor. Right, that's something that's really tailored to MOT's experience and MOT's background. That's why a bulleted list is not the way to go. It's not the way to go.
I think you can do a bulleted list, but like you said, it's not going to be specific to a person, right? I think we can say, and I think Dev, Lou, and Keep It Techie touched on it is, what do you need to learn for your specific thing? Because I'm with Dev Lou. When I first started learning Java, and it's like, okay, I got to learn this framework. I got to learn Hibernate to do this. Like, what all these damn frameworks I need to go to be able to be a full stack developer? And I think Dev Lou was shouting out, okay, is that C#? And even in C#, what's the frameworks to be a full stack developer? So when I talk to people about GRC, this is an entry level to be a senior so you can do a full security assessment. These are the skills you need to be able to do that, right? That's the bulleted point. But maybe you've been in banking, GLIBA, so you understand that part from the GRC. So now you only need to do these 10 instead of that 12, right? But I think that's the thing people struggle with is if you like Keep It Techie, I don't know, he already know. If you're a DBA and you SQL Server, what are the skill sets? I need to know SQL. I need to know DML. I need to know DDL. I need to understand, okay, my developers are using JDBC or ASP to connect to the database. What is that? Because I need to troubleshoot some of this time. So I think that's how I was with Dev Lewis. Like, okay, what do I need to learn? Because there's a lot of shit out here, man. You try to pick stuff up. Go ahead, Dev Lewis.
And you know what? And you know what the deal is too? Like, I have a bunch of projects and stuff. And then I had like a project that kind of got me. I always tell y'all about how I got my first internship. The main deal is, man, you got to. I know it's gonna sound cliche, but it's like anything. You got to know the fundamentals. It really doesn't matter what language you learn first. Like I say in my one video, JavaScript or Python, you can't go wrong with either one of those, right? Just those two, and then because once you learn one, they all kind of seem the same.
Yeah, after a while, it's syntax, right, Lou? But you a senior guy now, so you're like, okay, ASP, Java, a get, a loop, a while loop, right? After a while, you got those, like Keep It Techie, you got those programming fundamentals. So it's now, okay, what's syntax? I need the loop, I need the set, I need to be able to write it to the database, right? After a while, it's kind of like you said, this is the blueprint. So what pieces do I need to pick out the boot? But it's like you said, Lou, it takes you a minute to figure out what that base fundamental is to write a simple lab for a full stack. And once you get that syntax, like you said, I'm learning Power Automate and all that. It's just syntax now because I've been doing it so long, right? But you got to get to a certain level, right? But I think, Lou, before you can be able to make those pivots with just syntax, I guess is my only issue on that.
And just like King is talking about here, he's been talking about someone coming from the streets, right? And they're trying to go to school because they say you can get into tech with no degree. See, now, and that's the thing. A lot of people say you can do a lot of things. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's putting you in the most advantageous perspective. Like you can, and I'm not saying that you need a degree or that you have to get a degree, but just knowing that if you don't have a degree, you have to express your benefit to that organization or your knowledge base in some other type of way, right? So if you're not going the degree route, I would say either like a boot camp, or if it's cybersecurity, gaining certain levels of certifications. If you're in software engineering, right, you might need to contribute or have a lot of projects on a GitHub. In some way, you need to show your capabilities outside of a degree program, right? So that's what I would say. And there's a more of the tailoring there because you say tech, right? Get into tech with no degree. When you say tech, are you talking about cybersecurity? Are you talking about software engineering? Are you it can get very muddy, but I would say, hey, reach out to Keep It Techie. He put his email down there, and maybe he can help you through the mud of all of the information. Because I see later you said you can see how people can get lost with all the information out there. So,
just don't yell at me like your comments, man. I'm just
yelling. I said, if you coming from the streets,
King
rock,
the only thing, and I agree with that. A lot of times though is if you coming from the streets and you trying to get your game up, nobody wants to go to the help desk. People just want to, and I feel to me that's the ground floor. That's going to teach you some customer service. That especially if you've never been in a professional environment, right? People gonna yell at you. People gonna talk about you. People gonna complain about you, even though they don't know what the hell they doing when they gonna complain about you, right? So I think that learning curve up, then I think people want to skip steps like we talked about. And maybe I'm old school. I just think, these are the steps. These are the fundamentals. This is what you need to go through, even if it's just for a short time.
You wrote that in the private chat, Gabe. So you wrote that in the private chat. Oh, no, somebody in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
that's somebody.
That's all good.
I'm struggling to figure out how to learn. I mean that's part of that's part of learning. Jalen Humble is once you get into school and you learn that's part of learning and figuring it out. Keep It Techie. He can give you some base skills on that. He put his email in there, but that's part of learning. That's what college teach you how to do. That's one of the things. Okay, I got to take this smaller app and build into a bigger app. I got to take this, and a lot of times, because I taught for 10 years, those assignments build on each other so you can build a full app. Right? I'm doing a loop. Now I'm gonna take that loop and do some additions with it. I'm gonna take the loop and insert it to a database, old school way. Right? So, but I think part of school is just teaching you how to learn and you trying to figure stuff out. Anybody on the panel, I would start with Keep It Techie, but could help you learn if you're missing a certain thing, or if you're in a database class, or if you're in a tech class. Hopefully somebody up here can help you, with something you stuck on, or if you're not comprehending it correctly. So
can I just get 45 seconds, Gabe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally 45 seconds. So this right here, this is what I made. I made this. It's like a stat check. It's like I call it stat check, right? I built it from scratch, right? It's nothing fancy. Just something you can pull up stats. Pull from the API. It doesn't have any login, user authentication, anything. It has a little simple front end. Has this little.
What you build it in? Talk about what you build it in while you walking through it. You using React or Angular? What you doing?
I use Angular. I use Angular.
Talk about it. My bad. I'm getting on you. Talk about it. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. Yeah. So I use Angular to build this. It's like an auto suggestion box, search bar. What I'm just trying to convey is that I built this. Like, it didn't have to be like a crazy rambunctious, like a bunch of stuff. I wanted to build something. I built it with the skills that I had, and this impressed people. Right? That's just. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, this is nothing like crazy. You know, this is nothing. It's not too complex. It just got, you know, it's pulling from an API, a bunch of all the names of NBA players. I have the GitHub too, like to show. I mean, we gonna get it all that. Y'all gotta go to my channel for that. Y'all gotta go to my channel.
Yeah. You gotta go to Dev Lou's channel. Feel free to subscribe to his channel and
yeah, I don't want to
check out his content.
I'm not gonna hog up. I'm not gonna hog up the stream.
No, you good.
I just wanted to show this, right? That's all I did.
No. So, it's absolutely on code, like on code here, right? Because we have the discussion about, hey, what do you need to provide to organizations, employers, in order to show that you have some capabilities? If it's not a degree, right? It's things like this: building a project, having a particular problem that you're trying to solve, and using technology in order to solve that problem. I know Lou has went into detail about it. Again, check out his channel. And I think eventually he'll probably go into more detail about that particular project and how that has been able to bring him into job roles. So definitely, thank you, Lou, for sharing, man. Definitely appreciate that.
Let me chime on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, real quick on what Lou did, and I don't think Lou really understands what he just did. Is I worked as a SUGA programmer for 15 years. A lot of people can take a pattern.
Yeah.
I would cobble stuff together. I didn't think it was very good. I took to my boss. He goes, half the people here can't get shit to work, man. But my boss loves scratching it up. He's like, at least you got something to work that we could talk about. He said, I got 50 people out there. If I give them something, they can't get it to work. I cobbled some stuff together I thought was horrible. He goes, no. Then he starts trying, make it come out the database. Then we can talk about it. A lot of people can't build stuff. A lot of people taking fragments here and they can add on to other people's code, but a lot of people can't build shit from scratch. I probably Lou shaking said a lot of people can't build simple stuff from scratch because shout out to college, a lot of times it spoon feeds you. So when you got to do something new from the ground up, people be struggling. But like Lou, I taught myself a lot of stuff. So I'm like, I can cobble together. It might not be the fastest, it might be a little off, but at least we can look at it and people can start. The other thing pissed me off, once I build stuff, then everybody want to talk about me negative. Well, I would have done that. I'm like, well, you done build shit.
People love doing that, don't they?
Yeah, they do love doing that.
Oh man, I was ready to fight.
Something, then they start telling you how to make it better. When they didn't.
My boss calmed me down. This old country white dude. I'm gonna bring him up. He pulled my tail. He said, they had 6 months and didn't come with anything. He said, I gave you 2 months because I know you could build it. Because I would get special projects because people were failing. So build something that's gonna make you better. And every time you build on it, Lou knows this, especially in the back, you can iterate it and always make it better.
Iterate, yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Once you get it, okay, I can use this. Okay, I found this widget that's built in the Angular. I didn't know about this widget. I can do pagination or something. So you can start using those widgets. Then you just gonna keep getting better and better. But building something from scratch, especially by yourself, man. I love the struggle, man. I'm kind of weird. But Lou, no, now you got Reddit and stuff. It wasn't no Google when I first started out. That's how old I am. I actually had real books and shit. But nah, build stuff from scratch, man. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. And if you get something kind of working, just iterate it and keep getting better. That's what all the big tech companies, they build something, they keep adding to it, getting better. So that's how you get at the top of your game.
Yep.
Yeah, and this the code of the app I just showed y'all.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is and this is a funny thing, right? So I'm telling y'all, my first internship, I got way back. I asked him when I finally got the internship, I signed it, I talked to him. He said, I asked him, what set me apart, right? He said it was 6 other people that he was interviewing, and he said I was the only one that had a project like this.
Facts, man.
That's dope, bro. And that's why I push people to do that, bro. Put your stuff out there, man, for potential people potential employers to see. Right. They'll have something that'll make you stand out. It'll stick in their mind just seeing this project with all the files and you explaining this because you actually built it. You know what I'm saying? So how every file and every piece of code interacts with other pieces of code. Like if you're calling, functions and different things that you've put into it. Yeah, man, that's dope, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. And I'm telling you, man, like I'm looking at this stuff right now. It's kind of like because there was some funky stuff going on with the API. But man, that internship was $29 an hour.
Oh, facts, man.
And that was the internship, and I was like, what? I was like, well, you know what I mean?
Facts,
Like,
man.
because they were talking they were talking like free and all this, so you get not non-paid internships. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, I just kept applying, and then I was shocked. I was like, what, 29 an hour? What?
That's what it is.
So,
Facts,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
no, I was gonna say, and there are. Yeah, go ahead, keep it taking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Well, I was just gonna bring it, and I don't know if you've done this, Lou, over time, like working in different positions, but I've built stuff that I still use to this day.
Oh, facts.
Like scripts and stuff that I've written or whatever. And that was my examples, like what PBO was talking about when you had Google or whatever. I mean, I had Google. I'm younger than PBO, but yeah, I would reference a lot of my old code and scripts that I wrote in order that, and like I've went into positions and they asked me to do something and I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. I reference something I already built, and that'll give me the ideas that I need to expand upon it and adjust it to what these people need. And then it impresses the hell out of them that I knocked this out so fast. Right. So yeah.
And I remember I was people helping me with this because I need some issues. I had some, but man, I'm telling you, man, looking at it now, it's just like, wow, I can't, it's just kind of
in comparison to where it was and where it is now. Like you can see the progress.
Yeah, man, it's like this is the search bar, like the auto. Where was this at? Oops. This is Angular. So this is one of the. This is one of like those front end frameworks. The King asked me, was my front end or back end? I'm more back end. Okay, I like to say back end. Most full stack positions, in my opinion, are like, I don't know, man. Because B2B made a good point. Full stack is kind of like they want you to do 2 jobs and pay you for one.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of
So
So if you see software engineer, it's probably gonna be what they call back end. Yeah, thank you, good. Yeah.
And again, this is an example, King, of what it is to show it to employers or anything that you're doing, even if you're doing freelance work. This is an example of your work, showing your work tech, right? Showing your work from a tech perspective, so that when they're bringing you in, they have a better understanding of your technical fluidity. They know that you know how to do this. They know how you can build search bars with this particular framework. You can write in this particular coding language.
See,
but it's important to show your
this
work.
Issue right here. This doesn't even. I made the search bar, but I didn't even bring the code over here to this component. You know what I mean? It's all here. So I was looking. See, you make mistakes, man, and you look.
That ain't no mistake. That's iteration, Lou. That ain't no mistake. You iterate, Brian. You iteration, man. You iteration. No mistakes. You iterate. But real quick, I'm gonna add to what Citizen Lou said, especially from the back end. I got so good with Java, I was doing a DAO. That's the part actually inserting into the database. So I took Hibernate. So once I got good at that, they let me become a DBA because I understood the app connected to the database. That's a separate skill. But to me, that's part of a full stack. Because you keep adding to your skill, because I was doing so much in the database with Oracle. Oracle was doing these things called redo logs or with automatic rollback, which is a little different than Java. But how do you get those two to work together efficiently, right? And now that's part of your back skin, and you add it to your skills, right? So I went from that to to being a DBA. So I think, go ahead, Lou. So I think all those back end skills, front end skills. The two is if you building Lou like Blue now, even though he got the AWS build, if you start deploying it to the cloud through code to the
AWS build,
AWS build. But now though, Lou, now you got the pipeline because you checking in and stuff out. Now you can get into DevOps because you learning DevOps skills while you building your stuff, and you start adding to those skills. You're like, oh, I need to go and build a pipeline to make it like work. Okay, now when I get in the pipeline, I got to create all these unit tests, right, through Selenium or whatever people use for it. So, but you learning all those skills, and now you part of DevOps, and then that's really how you become architect, right? All those skills. Now you're like, well, hell, I could design the whole thing. I'm an architect, right? So just keep grinding and iterating. Go ahead.
And guess what? Back to kind of King Lou's original message, making a bulleted point for how to get into tech. Everything that PBO and Lou just talked about, I have no idea. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know any of
this.
this, right?
My
I don't know
bad.
none
My
of it.
bad. My
So
bad.
when you no, that's not a bad thing because
I'm
I
with
think
you.
it shows how complex things are,
Okay.
or how segmented a lot of these different tech industries or tech skill sets are. Because I don't even know what they was talking about.
But
No idea
remember,
whatsoever.
yeah, I always tell people when you first get in, you're gonna either go help desk or like keep it techie start out. The network guys are programming. I think those
Yeah.
for me, those are the two basics. You start at one of those and you go through, and those give you the fundamental sound. Like you said, I was a developer for 15 years.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to be an apprentice. You just couldn't go into cybersecurity. You had to do kind of like a couple jobs before you get a cybersecurity.
No, that's
So
gonna be my
kinda
transition. I'll be listening to Gabe. Hey, this
Come on.
cybersecurity gonna be my
Hey,
transition.
you better come
phase.
over to me, man. I'm gonna get you on that purple team,
To
man.
the dark
I'll
side.
be out there
To the
I'm
dark
doing
gonna
some.
get you that purple team, man, which is application security, man. You right there. You know about
See, I just
validation.
learned. Let me
to the
write
dark
that down.
side.
Hold on, let me
Come
write
to the
that
dark
that
side.
purple.
Welcome to
That
Death Row
purple.
Records. Yeah.
down.
Come over.
Man, I always wanted to be like a hacker. You know what I'm saying? I always,
Yeah.
Ooh, everybody want to be a
hack
hacker,
something
man.
up.
Everybody want to do it, man.
Yeah.
That's like the, you know what I'm saying? Even
Blue team.
that's like the
blue
cool
team.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It
That's
is.
like,
Yeah, with a Raspberry Pi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come through.
That's
You know what I'm
that's the negative part. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna let Gabe
Flip a
tell
zero
me.
in.
Everybody wants to be a hacker, man. I'm like, come over to the blue team, do some sticks, man. Come over, shout out to the
yeah,
sticks.
I think
Go ahead,
I can
Gabe.
take my
Hack with
skills.
me.
I think I take my skills down to cyber beach. You know what I'm saying? Security.
Come on, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, hack with me.
I think I can make it, man. Let me get on the
Yeah,
team.
come on,
man.
hack.
Wait.
Yeah.
But
Come
Gabe
through.
will tell you the first vulnerability people go for is the web server because that's usually the weakest link because people
And
ain't
people.
doing about people
social
and web
engineering, right?
servers.
The
Yeah.
social engineering thing.
Yeah, but web
Yep.
server, that's one thing first because that's the first thing outward facing, and you got the basics with your programming to talk about validation, hardening JDBC, and making sure it's misconfiguration. I think was number 4 on getting you hacked on OWASP. But you got those skills already, Dev Luke. You got those skills, man.
Yeah, Lou, you could be
a lot.
finding people issues with their applications and programs, and you the one telling them, hey, this way you effed up at, man.
Yep.
By
Yeah,
sending
like
them reports. That's that.
Fine.
Yep.
Facts. And you got
I
the
know we're
that's
a
how I
little over.
started, Luke. That's how I started, Luke. That's how I really got into security. Hardened web apps, and I know Gay helped it. I was doing Stig on some web apps and couldn't nobody figure it out. So I started helping all the other teams Stig their stuff. And that's actually really how I got into security. Web
100%.
hardening.
So I know we're going a little over that 2-hour period. I am not a distance. I'm not a marathon streamer. So at that 2 hour, I get a little fatigued. I get a little fatigued. Pardon me. I don't run the marathon 13.1 miles or so. So I definitely appreciate you fellas for being here. You all have made the show. The Tech Avengers, the Monday nights, because the Monday is the day that we all starting the week up and everything. And I think it's pretty cool to kind of get everybody together, start off on a good foot. We talked about cybersecurity. We got into some software engineering stuff. We started talking about projects. I got yelled at by King 318. The funny thing is that we know he could type in lowercase letters, but he chooses this. He chooses to type here.
Thinking for the streets.
Also with Gene, he's just real sketchy. He's just real sketchy with his activity. He said, I'm just stating the malicious actors will use and sell access to your servers as well. I don't know how he knows that when he's not even a tech guy. He's not a tech guy. He's not. So Gene gave us some of this game and whatever he does, which was cool. And we also talked a lot about how to get into tech and some of the things there. I think that the conversation is going to continue, right? We're going to talk about this, I think, until we're blue in the face. And that's cool because it's new listeners every single time. I think at the max we had maybe 30, 40 people here. So we very much so appreciate everybody for coming through. If you all fellas want, you all can drop your channels there into the chat so people can know that, hey, everybody on the panel right now are content creators. So this is one place where some of the tech information is, but Dev Lou, Professor Black Ops, Keep It Techie, we all produce tech content here on YouTube. And so feel free to check out everybody's channel there. Anything else y'all want to say before we drop down?
Nah, I appreciate you for having us. Yeah.
Okay.
Just real quick, I always gotta have a closing. No, like everybody said, and Gabe hit it. Tech is a huge domain. Cybersecurity by itself is a huge domain. Everybody up here is gonna help you pick some kind of specific you think you want to dig into, right? And that's how you get those jobs. Shout out to Citizen Lou. He showed you how no mistakes. He was iterating, getting better, working on his fundamentals. I was yelling Kobe in the background when I looked at that code. He was doing some good stuff in there. So we want to help you, man. Keep rolling. And I'm sure I'm gonna go over to Dev Lou and we're gonna talk about some apps. We were kind of confusing Gabe up here, but we're gonna talk about some apps, some pipelines, some objects, some while loops, for loops, and all that other good stuff. Man.
I'm not a know-it-all, and I don't know it all.
Facts. And everybody keep grinding. I'm the oldest at 55. I'm still grinding. So let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Phil, thank you all for coming through again. Lou, you want to say something?
No, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Salute to everybody. Absolutely. Salute to the Avengers, the Tech Avengers in the chat. Y'all have a good day, man.
Tech Avengers. We're gonna do this again next Monday. So feel free to come in and chime in next Monday. I might even schedule it right now. All right, fellas. See you everybody later. Peace.
See ya. Thanks, man.